My wife did. Like, she had a mascot bracket.
Good heavens. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Dice Soup, brought to you by Once Upon a D20 at patreon.com/OnceUponA right here on twitch.tv/OnceUponA or wherever you happen to have videos sold to you by advertisers that might, just maybe, share a little bit of that profit with us.
Yay!
Just a scotch, a touch.
Just a tiny bit. If you feel like hitting buttons that do that for us, if you're on Twitch, there's a subscribe button. If you have Amazon Prime and you're not using your Prime sub for something else, you can hit us for the next month, and we appreciate it.
If you like us, then follow us so you can see us all the time. If you don't like us, you should still follow us so you know when we're live, so you can come harass us.
Yes.
Then you can comment and drive up
our
engagement.
Hate follows and hate comments are still engagement, and we want to make money off of you. Especially if you're a hater.
Yeah,
it's true.
Even if you only like two of us, you should still tune in, because that's the only way you're going to get to see the two of us that you like.
That's true, yeah.
That's fair. That's totally fair. And then just shoot all the harassment at me.
But you should like all of us. You should like all of us because we're awesome.
It's like you only like two of us. Turns out those two are Olo and freaking Dante.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I refuse to let anyone dislike Olo. I refuse. There is no Olo.
No. I'm saying they're the only ones that they do like. They're like, you like two of us?
Oh, the only ones they do like. Oh,
yeah.
Well, yeah.
Everyone else, like you hate the rest of Prime Soup.
I get it. I get it.
I'm an asshole. Hate me. Go for it.
I'm totally prepared to accept our Canadian neighbors' hate on behalf of the human community, because we're not that guy. Yeah. We're not that guy, but I understand.
Anya the Fox Maid hitting
We're
us
not
for
that
the
guy,
third month, by the way. Thank you.
Third month in a row.
Nice.
That also reminds me, Beardy, start looking at our follower list, because we need to roll. We're gonna roll the big die at the end of this session.
Oh yeah, we need to do that at some point.
Yeah, we're gonna do it this session to find out who is getting your freaking dice.
Okay.
We're gonna make it happen, because I realized it's been like 3 weeks, and we didn't have like a bot drop off, because sometimes we have a bot drop off of like 3 or 4, because that happens. Bots be doing bot shit, but we have not dipped below 200. In fact, we're at 204 now. Thank you again. Yeah. Well. Taking the well-given advice of one of those above 200 subscribers, Nagobi, I see you still, and Nickel, I see you. They gifted upon me the idea of perhaps giving just a little bit longer of a recap for the sake of people that are just jumping in. So, not merely when we last left off, but how we got to where we are in a short-term memory, at least. The group had gone to Vasselheim to gather some things to help with a quest for
Jeremy.
Yes.
Quick interruption. I'm sorry.
How dare you?
Well, at least on my Twitch stream, it still says sim. Unless that's just a me problem. Then,
it might just be a you problem, because I have my monitor one over here, and my monitor one is running.
Okay, then that's I'm sorry. That's a me problem. I'll try and figure it out.
You might need to punch your Twitch in the face, but only if it looks like Jeff Bezos.
Or just stop sleeping with Twitch's dad.
No, I did not. I didn't put that forward. Because, well, you don't put Mooney in a corner.
And also, don't steal my job.
Yeah. Literally Rose job. But when last...
I'm so sorry.
When last we left off, how we got here. the group had gone to Vasselheim in the north of Isilra to gather some things to help with the quest of my cat's not being on crack. What the hell? No, with
that is a quest he shall never win.
I shall never win.
I don't remember that quest, but sure.
No, the
Rado is making drugs.
Speaking of pause, having
no, I think that cats on crack is kind of very relevant to our current situation.
That's true, actually.
Indeed. Wow, terribly relevant.
Yeah,
we'll get there. We'll get there. Having found the location of both the eye and the hand of Vecna, and hearing of one man's quest to acquire them, use them, and then destroy them, you took it on your own selves to perhaps ponder how to cut out the middleman of that situation and just destroy them. Now, with that, thanks for gifting subs, Beardy.
Yeah, went to good old bro.
Much thank. Having acquired what they found, a thing that they found could destroy them, the Sword of Cochise, acquiring it from the vault of the Platinum Dragon in Vasselheim, the Dawn Cradle, the oldest city, the oldest known temple to Bahamut. They also petitioned a vessel to keep the artifacts in that would perhaps actually make them safe to transport, and perhaps be able to capture them in that place before the artifact would fucketh righteth offeth, I believe is the technical term for it, which you had experienced.
Yeah, that's the vernacular. Yeah,
you had experienced twice, one with each object.
Industry term.
And so, yes, it's an industry term. And wanting to catch it.
Sorry.
This box, blessed by Bahamut, would be able to use its divinely inspired anti-magic to counter the divinely inspired magic that you all had once seen happen with that Eye of Vecna on somebody who was merely blessed by a mortal anti-magic. The problem with that box, though, is trying to do any sort of magic around it at all, because the box itself won't. It won't teleport, it won't misty step, it won't, and if you hang around it long enough, you have been warned, magical shit that is on you might just not anymore. So, keeping it at a somewhat safe distance, being very careful about putting it on this boat, which you got a skyship chartered for you, so you wanted to make sure not to get near any of those giant broomstone crystals that are keeping that thing afloat, because anti-magic. So, putting it down in the hold down below, as far away as possible from those very, very magical crystals. It has sat, but so have you. At least on another side of the down there, doing all manner of shenanigans over the last 4 out of 5 weeks of travel, up to and including accidentally on purpose poisoning Dante to the point that his lycanthropy was subdued like you wanted, except everybody else found out that in fact there is another side to Dante's afflictions, one that is vampiric and powerful, much like Dante is on a normal basis, very powerful, but also at least a touch vampiric. and finding out too, then in that time, that the way to hide from the full moon, the most pertinent way, and one that y'all purchased and found out your own very smart selves, got a portable hole, which, when closed, cuts off connection to this dimension, and at least for Dante, who doesn't breathe, keeps him safe from the moon and its influence. The thing that is about to be discovered, however, is how easy it is to climb out of, because not with the first full moon, but because it was a 5-week trip. The second full moon, where the last several weeks people have been doing stuff, having projects or trainings of their own to improve themselves. I'd say you're welcome, but you picked your own poison, or boon, basically, accidentally.
And some people, that boon was poison.
Yes, some of you thought that boon was... some of you, that boon was poison, quite literally. But also in that downtime, the new soup member, the new tertiary member of the Emerald Lake, Micah, had been training with Dante to try and keep his bloodlust away from the boiling, delicious smell of dragon blood brewing that was going on the upper deck. And in doing so, might have gotten not only bitten, but cursed by the lycanthrope.
Just a little bit.
Can I ask one question about the training portion?
Ahoy.
So I know that this training was separate from the training that they did with Akira. Like, totally okay with that, not trying to shoehorn anything in there. What I'm wondering is, not for the time that the bite occurred, but for any other moment, would Akira have been able to have been present and seeing how intense that they were going, but missed the bite? Like, I'm very okay missing the bite session. Like, I'm not trying to shoehorn Akira into that. Like,
especially after the sharing of the bite, of the bite happening, I think very much that Akira, that probably would have piqued Akira's radar. And watching the two of them go at each other, Bloodsport style, down. To be fair, you might have even noticed some bloodstains just outside y'all's room, because the safest place to do all of that would not have been in the kitchen, would not have been on the top deck where the blood was boiling, but down below, right outside y'all's communal room.
Well, to be
and
very
the reason
clear,
I say,
to be very clear, when Micah and Dante spar, magical healing is required every time afterward. Like, they are absolutely trying to kill each other in training.
Yeah, I got you for the healing. You've probably come to Olo a few times.
Yeah. Micah does
the
have
reason
some healing,
I'm
but
the also the reason the reason I'm asking this is, above table, Akira is totally Batmaning Dante, because they know they're a werelion, and they're looking at how they fight and seeing how within the savagery can they take Dante down if necessary, because they definitely remember the bite. They know what's going on. So now it's like, once again, above table, Akira's 100% Batmaning you, trying to learn your fight, how you fight, so they can be more effective against you when if needed.
If Akira is paying that close attention, they would notice that Dante's ferocity varies depending on, one, how close the full moon is, and two, whether or not something's bothering him.
Fair enough. Okay, carry on that. But
No,
I'm not.
No,
I know you guys spar a lot, but I'm not there for the bite. Like, I'm very clear about that. I'm not there for the bite.
That's all right.
Whenever it happens, I'm not there for it.
It was really the bite that triggered the curiosity. So,
Yes, exactly.
But
and the same goes for Micah.
I do think that Micah and Dante sparring occasionally would catch attention because, like I said, the ferocity, the way that they fight each other. Like, you would almost think that they hate each other with the way that they fight. But they seem to get along pretty well.
Two cats that cohabitate very well most of the time occasionally go fucking crazy on each other and look like they're trying to kill each other. I have no idea where you would have drawn that idea at all.
Oh, no.
No idea.
I love you, Coco.
Olo,
I love
like,
you, Mittens.
No idea.
But damn.
Like, Olo would have most definitely come out of his little cave from making potions, just being like, "What the fuck?" and chucking like healing words at you, like, "Nope."
Yeah. It's not like you're cooking your shit in the kitchen because your shit's nice and healthy-ish.
Ish.
And then it's all the good alcohol going on up above. That dragon brew. That's yeah. I like how we have a real life brewer who is in game brewing stuff and able to accurately and properly describe how it would taste.
How they do it.
Whatever, Justice, whenever you get back, I know you're listening. Thank you. Yes.
There are some skill sets where it's great to do that in game, and then there are people like me.
Murder.
You don't want me to talk about your game's building integrity. Don't make me analyze the architecture.
And to be fair, knowing that the bite occurred, the same thing is going on with Micah. I'm completely also studying Micah's fighting style in case I have to fight
so Micah actually
Micah
dedicated the majority of their time to sparring with you all in general. That was their primary focus of spending the last few weeks. So Micah has kind of intentionally been trying to help you with that because they are supposed to be staying with you and they know that. So they've been trying to impart a few of the intricacies of how they fight.
And intuitively,
and Akira will try and teach you as well.
Intuitively, you would both be able to evaluate that both of you are evaluating. Because both of you are fairly insightful. I'm just...
Yeah, and like I said, Micah has been very straightforward with that. So as far as studying Micah's fighting style, Micah is a willing participant in that.
And you probably would, in fact, notice how it evolves from just from dodging and dexterous use of weaponry to having a bit more of that physical strength, ferocity, jump into it over the weeks because it weeks
and
that you're able to watch.
And it's definitely Micah would notice that Akira would leave themselves open more so than they do in actual combat because they want to see what you would do. So it's definitely I'm going to lower my left flank so I can, or I'm going to move to the right, even though that's not where I should go, to, purposely leaving parts of myself open to see how your strikes are.
Yeah, going full Batman. I got you.
Yeah. The full Bruce, giving you the full Bruce.
That's
love that.
That's a shirt. But
giving you the full Bruce.
Giving you the full Bruce. But the very last thing, in fact, that happened, leading us back to last session, the group had come together to bind Micah and to knowing that the full moon was approaching, their first full moon.
Excuse me, sorry.
And I did see you change that to How Lion. Well done.
But
you
changed it. back.
Well, we're going back to.
Everybody asks where lion. No one ever asks how lion.
Well, everyone about to ask how lion, because lion got knocked the fuck out while bound.
Turns out where lion Micah isn't very good at utilizing their class skills.
At least while they are completely out of control, and quite literally going through the several seconds of transformation, and then everybody teaming up to and including Shadow, who is as often made of murder.
Yes. Great respect for men made of murder.
Could you say he has murder mittens? Sorry.
Indeed. Well, he doesn't use the murder mittens so much as his bow that makes shadowy arrows that leave no trace. But
join the club.
Between the lot of you making sure to subdue where Micah, how Micah, trying to restrain how Micah, it worked in knocking them out. Dante hearing the kerfluffle end as abruptly as it began. Do you continue fighting your way out of the hole, or do you accept that perhaps everything is okay?
Honestly,
do you remember Erdrinish has you restrained?
Yes, I was going to say, I don't think he could, even if he wanted to. And since there's no fighting no more, he doesn't really have a need to. So he'll kind of just stay there and just give a weird stare to Erdrinish. So.
Indeed. Eventually, Eredrin falling asleep, his echo dispersing. You know that up until the point that Eredrin falls asleep, Eredrinish stays pretty active. But either asleep or dead, Eredrinish disappears. And it takes long enough that you're pretty sure that fight didn't kill him. So
that's fair.
If you wait out the time in peace, unbreathing peace.
I mean, we did get a good couple games of Dragon Chess in there, didn't we, Dante?
Fair enough.
Cool. Well, before shit hit the fan.
Indeed. But
I mean, the fan is still going, and the shit is still hitting. So.
Yeah, but I mean, the shit's unconscious right now.
Oladon coming in from.
Fair enough.
Oladon coming in from you were enjoying a nice lovely sunset and moonrise, and then suddenly the sounds that to you, to everybody else, they're very subtle. They're kind of like wind is whipping through the air, or whipping around the ship and making a lot of noise, and so a lot of people don't hear it, but you hear the growling roars, and take a second to finally get back and get down there. It really did only take like a round and a half, a round and and the start of the next round. So it wasn't that long even. But getting down there, opening the door, seeing Micah subdued, now completely, their clothes entirely eviscerated in a way that you recognize because of your past with beasts of the were variety.
You probably walk in and just be like, oh, and like cover his eyes a second, be like, oh no, wait.
Well, they're also bound with the manners ball, so very strategically placed metal straps holding them together. Just now now still in fact kneeling and bound, but just.
Yeah. I'll probably come in and just be like, so when it all settles, I heal, or we leaving them? What are we doing? Are they okay?
I mean, my out of character recommendation is just let them stay unconscious, as long as they're not dying.
Yeah, as long as they're not dying. That's his concern. You know? What was that?
They'll be fine like that for a few hours.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not dying. I'm pretty sure he's not dying.
I hope not.
Here it goes, people. So just go to sleep.
Yeah, breathe, snarling in the subdued position that they're in. Y'all able to take polite watches the rest of the night to ensure safety of everyone. The morning comes, and although you're able to pop off a quick heal towards Micah, if you wish.
Okay. Shall I long rest first?
Yes, long rest first. Everybody
long rest first. Okay.
Official long rest call.
Okie dokie.
Is being unconscious all night a long rest?
Technically, no. Actually,
not long rest.
One might say roll a Constitution save.
Oh, roll a Constitution save.
I'll exhausted.
That's not
I'll
bad.
probably.
Well, no, that's actually quite good for staving off a night of exhaustion. Well, the consequences of a night of exhaustion. So, yes, you do not. You do not mark an exhaustion.
Jeremy, you know that I really don't care about exhaustion.
I know. God knows. But
I am what class I am.
I will also make the argument: getting knocked out is some of the best sleep sometimes.
Indeed.
Yeah,
Getting what out?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that that I am a tireless ranger, and
Yes,
if I take a short rest, I reduce exhaustion levels by 1 every time.
Oh, that's cool.
But for now you're exhausted.
Oh,
not exhausted.
No,
Still not exhausted. But you don't
okay.
get the long rest. So if you had spent anything yesterday, technically,
He'll
yes,
walk up
I
to
did, and I will spend it again because I am a good NB and keep my weapon ready.
indeed.
Yeah,
As
I'll give you
all
the
NBs should
defibrillator.
do. I say very pointedly.
Mm-hmm.
Not in a threatening way, but in a reassuring way.
Mm-hmm.
13
like,
points of cure wounds, by the way, Micah. 13.
13?
Yeah, 13. He'll walk up to you and just give you the defibrillator hands. You know, the boom, boom, wake up.
little lightning jolt.
It's just like, I have one thing to say to you. What?
God, everything
Clear.
hurts.
Once Akira
What
finishes
must I-
their morning routine, they'll come and check on both Micah and Dante, and like take them to breakfast or whatever, just try and make them feel normal for the morning.
I do want to point out, Dante is still very pissed off with people. Like you'll probably notice that he's going out of his way to deliberately either avoid or not talk to the Storm and Eredrin at this moment in time.
In fact,
Well,
Check your DMs, Maria.
Akira is very zen about such matters, so it's like,
Check your DMs.
you're
I feel
mad
like-
now. I'm still taking you to breakfast.
I feel like with my passive insight being 19, would I be able to glean this pretty easily?
oh, for sure.
Okay.
It wasn't said that it was being hidden in any way.
That's true. Yeah, fair enough.
Real quick question, Dante. What's your athletics number? Just
Let me check. Hold on.
I'm pretty sure I know the answer, but
What, the modifier?
yeah, the modifier.
+9.
Yeah. So as you hear the stirrings of things going on, climbing back up those stairs, pushing out. Even on a natural 1, you would be able to push your arm out, and this folded piece of cloth suddenly vomiting you out as you will yourself through the barrier of it being folded up.
Although just be like, good morning.
Morning.
Hey, how are you? How was your night? Was it comfy?
It was alright.
Yeah,
I got my little rest, so I'm all good.
Micah's still sitting up from being unconscious on the floor, hair in full cotton ball mode.
Oh shit! I should probably bump you up a little bit more.
There's a smiling Akira.
No,
like,
I'm all right.
I'm
all right.
Would you like some coffee?
I feel like if I drink or eat anything, I'm gonna puke.
That sounds about right. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes. So yes, you need coffee. Gotcha. Okay.
Oh, don't touch my potion stuff. That's not coffee. That's bad. I think it's acid.
Oh no, Akira's going straight to the mess hall for coffee, not Olo's.
That's what I've been making all my stuff.
I've been making all the stuff on the stove.
Yeah, that's what I've been making.
Then I would definitely make sure to grab only what is actual coffee, not
no, that's fine. Yeah,
not your stuff. Yeah, no,
not my meth lab. Yeah.
It's all about the cook, Jesse. You got to cook, Jesse.
Got to cook.
I don't recommend cooking Jesse.
Mr. White, what are we doing?
Jesse's mom apparently is very fun to eat. Sorry.
But yeah, upon checking messages, I think maybe Dante and Eredrin are okay. They've had their chat. They know where they stand. But I don't know whether or not the storm would be ready for that chat, so we'll just have to see.
I know that what I would do, like, obviously, like what I was asking before about the passive perception and everything, obviously gleaning that you're not okay with some things. Noct would have, at some point, probably around this time, walked over to Dante, getting ready for the day or whatever, and just be like, there you go. Or, Alec, I should say. Says, you care to go for a run?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Care to go for a run?
Sure. Yeah, let's do that.
Some of that wind in your face. Get some energy going through the legs. So he's getting all stretched out, pumped up, and everything. And then when we go on our way up top deck or whatever, when we have like a moment, I'm just gonna like look over and be like, so since you guys have come along this way and everything, we haven't really had a chance to get to know each other. So I wanted to ask you how you liking everybody so far.
Everyone's cool. I mean,
true. Actually, I didn't think about that.
I mean,
I can telepathy you, so you'll be. I forgot I have this ability. You'll be hearing all this in your head. Ka-ching!
Oh, lovely.
The voice you hear, you'll hear Noct voice in your head, not Alec voice.
Okay. I think when he hears your voice in his head, he will reply back in your head because he can do that.
Hey.
He'll be like, yeah, everyone's cool. I mean, he'll just be like, yeah, me and Storm need to have a chat, but other than that, I'm okay.
And we're full on. We're just running. We're making laps. We're doing around, like doing the whole thing, just getting our energy going.
Let it be known that Akira is running along the side of the ship, like not with you all, but literally alongside of the ship, like.
And like, as per normal, I would.
I do want to point out though, while they're running together, Dante does not look tired in the slightest because, don't need to breathe.
True. Yeah.
Right.
Very much.
He's just keeping up. He's just like, yeah, this is like a walk for me, like a good old jaunt.
Yeah. And same kind of basic concept with Monk is just like you don't need to breathe because you don't need air. I need air. I just don't need to breathe right now. I don't need to breathe as hard. No, but as we're running again, conversation continuing in your head. He's like, I just want to make sure that this group is kind of wrong voice. This group is kind of a hard pill to swallow sometimes, and I just want to make sure that sometimes it's an acquired taste that you never quite acquire. I just want to make sure that everything's okay.
Arguably, you guys should be saying that about me, considering I've now bitten 2 people. But I am sure we'll be fine. Just conversations need to be had.
Yeah, the whole time just running. And normally I would be with Akira on the side doing our monk stuff, but I need to just kind of be run along my friend here.
I don't think Dante can run on the horizon.
Yeah, no, I can't. I don't feel like just testing that out today. No, but he'll just kind of again. Being used to being a bit of an outsider myself, I just want to make sure it's known. If you need to talk to someone about anything, even if it seems unimportant or just too simple, please feel free to reach out. I wouldn't mind.
Well, that is very kind of you to suggest. The things that I deal with, people don't typically understand, so I believe it's better for me just to keep that to myself.
And then I kind of you hear in your head, because I forget I have the connection, I'm like, is this what they went through?
Is what I went through.
Sorry.
What we went through when trying to connect with him.
Yeah, exactly. I'm is this what it feels like on the side of it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Sorry, I have said almost that exact same passage myself to this group at one point.
I think with that, Dante will very quickly just go, yeah, but you don't have the desire to drink people's blood. And then the conversation just cuts off and he walks away.
Ah, fair enough. I will, as the walk off or whatever, I'm like, and then you just watch me traipse over the edge and start running alongside Akira. It's like, yeah. Give the shrug and be like, we'll work on it.
Give it time. Give it time.
Give it time.
For an old man, he's rather spry.
When you do catch up to Akira,
No, I didn't deploy Thunder. That was Alec. No.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Indeed.
I was the one who had the armor.
You're running around, just leaving Micah, just suspended.
By Micah? No, okay. I would have released Micah from the chains.
when Alec / Nock joins Akira, Akira's just gonna give you the head nod that this is now a race, and take a key point and just burst. Well, no, I don't have to do that anymore. Sorry, I keep forgetting. I'll just burst into the next gear once you join.
Do we not have to key to action dash?
Ooh.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so yeah, I let you know it's a race, and then I let you know in no uncertain terms this is now a race, and then I burst and take off.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I will absolutely head off in that direction, doing the same thing. So I did not know we had bonus action dash now. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Cool
Mhm.
job.
It's like sharing the Speed Force for those who watch The Flash.
Oh, okay, so we have
Yeah.
patient events heightened, and we have Step of the Wind heightened. Okay, that's my misunderstanding on that. I didn't see that.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that
So,
that's how I knocked out Micah was the bonus stuff. So or helps knock out Micah. I didn't knock him, but I
disengage
helped
action as a
help
bonus
knock out
action.
Micah.
Yeah, I think we actually only rolled that out to find out if Shade would be the one to knock him out, so he could make a little notch on his thing.
I guess the wording on here is a little confusing.
Right. Yeah.
I do want to
I
ask
meant
though,
him as a player on his sheet making a notch, but
where
Yeah,
is Storm right now? Is he still down below, or
this is next day.
Yeah.
How did
He
you
is
sleep last night?
probably deep in prayer at the prow of the ship still.
okay?
Yeah. Yep.
I
I'm just
think
curious. How did we sleep last night, Storm? Did we all get a good night's rest, or did we get some strange yellings in the night?
I mean,
Yellings in the night.
That's a question for you
it's
too,
pretty much-
Knock.
it's a question for
I don't know
Jeremy.
how often it happens.
The storm's prophetic dreams and whatnot, do they plague him this night?
You're old and idiot. I don't know what that means.
And did
Just
Alec
roll
become
100.
Saoirse this night?
Since we're all together as a group, they usually plague him occasionally, but usually we don't all sleep together, so it's not an issue. Okay. Jeez, let's go higher. I rolled higher than Knock.
I don't know even what mine means. I just rolled it because I was like, I want to see what I get on D100 to see if that helps me decide if I had a terror or not. Oh, you want me to re-roll too? Yeah, okay. I will say, I'm gonna say lower. Well, my goodness.
Yeah. That's true, actually. I've had it for several months. Well, I
You've
had
been
my own
sleeping
room
around
at
for
the
quite some time.
Devatoire. Didn't I have my own room at the Devatoire estate? True. All right. Hit me where I'm weak. Oh, and I just nat 20 it though.
Nice.
I do remember it. Oh, good. I usually don't remember these.
I mean, I was gonna say Dante sees jack shit because he's been in a portal hole all night.
Yeah.
True.
Okay.
Randomly crash, possibly break something.
Okay.
I realize I've been talking and had my sound muted for the playback. So sorry in advance sorry now for anyone who hasn't been hearing me, which is most of the stream.
Oh dear.
That is extremely rough.
It wasn't the whole show.
Cool.
It wasn't the whole show, but I muted it because there was some noise behind me, and
That's fair.
Yeah. So,
But yeah, I was
with
gonna say.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I do think Dante's gonna go look for the storm, and if he's praying, he'll just sort of like politely wait until he's done.
Yeah. When you get out there, though, Storm going over what you just experienced. So remind me what you remember about your dreams before.
They are so it's just from like my background, one of the traits, just random things I picked, right?
Yeah.
It's his bond. He suffers awful visions of a coming disaster and will do anything to prevent it.
But do you remember what you had seen before?
Oh shoot. I think so. Wasn't I like on a battlefield?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was when we were on the plains outside of Grimgleer.
That was when you were on the plains outside of
Yeah.
Grimgleer. So
I don't remember all of it though.
Okay, that's fair. So now where you are flying over the Osmit Sea this night, heading south, you have this almost not even just out of body but out of time experience again. This time staring south towards you can tell that you're staring at a horizon that is over a landmass that you don't recognize that shoreline. But in staring at that shoreline, you have a sense of perspective because you fly sometimes. You like currently in an airship. You know how things should look from 5,000 feet. Even so, these unreal sized beings, these two beings whom you can make out details of, not because you can see far, but because they are so large. An elf and an orc trading blows that when they hit sound like thunder cracks, but not just from that distance. They sound like they're thunder cracks right next to you. So wherever they are, they must be
deafening.
Like, not merely deafening. You can see how when one deflects a blow, the sound wave itself concusses so hard into the ground that it leaves a boom, boom, boom. And you actually see as the elf is being driven back a bit by the ferocity of this orc, just slam after slam after slam from her spear. She goes goes into this flurry, this this very fancy spin of this giant spear, and the spear glows red hot. And as it comes down with this, what you would intuit for your mind's understanding, it looks like a smite. And it comes down, but that smite from this spear hits so hard, not even just hits the elf so hard, but hits everything so hard that the this expanse of land suddenly ignites in fire. Like radiance washes over it, and this rainforest basically goes from lively, beautiful rainforest to literal cinders, and some of it just like floating away in ash from the wind immediately. Some of it's still burning after the blast, but a solid chunk of continent suddenly just blasting away from this smite. And as it lands, the elf is it singes part of the elf, but they deflect it hard enough that as it mostly strikes ground and gives that, they spin the blade around and jam the orc in the eye with their blade, and twist and punch with their other hand and lay the orc out. As the orc falls, the eye still on the tip of this elf's blade. And the orc trying to get back up from being hit so hard, impacting the ground so hard. As they start to get up, the elf, using a bit more of their ability to fight, just pulls the eye off, this bleeding eye, grips it in their hand and almost uses it as a component of a spell, of a command out into the world. And you, understanding Celestial, if I remember correctly,
I do, yeah.
You understand in Celestial this elf calling out a rite of binding, and this eye that is bleeding in their hands suddenly looks like it gets chained. And then the orc suddenly looks like divine runes lock down their body and then suddenly disappears. And that eye gets placed in the elf's pocket, worn, beaten, wounded, but surviving. And they just stand there for a moment, and you see that they look at this blasted landscape and appear to weep a bit at the destruction that their battle wrought. But that is what you recall of your dream the night before.
Excuse me, sorry.
All right. I think I got the notes of that.
And in being on the front end of the ship, being 5,000 feet in the air or so,
right?
You actually you're still a week out from Ank'Harel, but Ank'Harel isn't precisely on the coast. And you see, as you're out there pondering and hearing Dante kind of crawl over railing and approach you there at the front of the ship, you see the coastline. And very different to its lush greenery at the beginning of your dream, or even the unrelenting burning at the end of your dream.
Yeah. Right.
Now it is merely a bit of a little strip of oasis along the coast, and then dunes on dunes on dunes. Sand as far as the horizon will let you see currently.
As Dante approaches, they will notice that while he's in prayer, it is in Celestial. So you probably don't understand that.
Oh, he understands.
Oh, you do? Okay. Then you probably come in at the tail end of it, and he's just sort of muttering in Celestial. But what does it all mean? When was this? When will it be?
I don't think Dante would interrupt. He would just wait until he's acknowledged.
Which takes a minute because he's not that perceptive. I mean, he's decently perceptive. He's got a 16, but there's a lot of wind.
So disadvantage only an 11.
Right, yeah. And then he'll sort of like look over his shoulder and notice that you're there, and then sort of look forward, and just what did he say? What did he say? He'd obviously say it quite loudly because we're right near this propeller as well. Oh gosh, what did he say? I think you would actually.
It's not
ask.
It's not as much of a propeller as it is kind of it's catching the wind rather than propelling. So it is going around, but it's almost like a non-magical speed detection. Like whomever is at the helm can see the propeller and basically tell how fast they're going or how hard the wind is blowing against them, that sort of thing.
Gotcha. sciencey stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway, he would actually ask in a sincere tone. He would ask, "Was your night restful?"
As restful as it can be, considering the moon turns me into a raging monster.
Can't imagine what that feels like.
I think Dante will narrow his eyes at that comment, but thinks to himself, I'll let it go. I'll just let it go. And then he'll just go, I came to apologize for how rashly I acted earlier. I should have let you speak. I should have tried to understand your point of view. So I apologize for my anger and my avoidance of you.
I, too, apologize if I seemed insensitive in my demands. It does come from a place of caring, I assure you.
I assumed as much, but unfortunately you decided to pick at a thing that's very sensitive to me. As someone who's been cursed twice, and one of those which was a choice and the other was not, I don't take too kindly to people jesting about wanting to become cursed the way that I am. But I know you meant well.
And I assure you it was not a jest. I do seek to understand what you go through. As far as I can tell, there's only one way.
If that is the case...
Now, I don't know about the vampirism. That seems like something you might need to seek divine help with. That might be a bit beyond me. But from my understanding of lycanthropy, it can be controlled quite easier than when compared to vampirism.
When you mention vampirism, I think you're going to see the fact that he's trying to hold back laughter, considering this whole situation was caused by the vampirism. And
right.
we'll add...
He doesn't know that, but yeah.
Yeah. But he will add, well, if this is something that you feel so strongly about, while I disagree with it, I may be able to help you look in the right direction to fulfill that goal.
How do you mean?
I mean, it has recently-ish come to my attention that you may be able to request such a thing from a guild of mine. So, like I said, I can point you in the right direction. I will not bestow this curse upon you, for I do not wish to take people's choices from them. But if this is something that you want to pursue, he'll just hold his hands up and go, well, it's out of my hands.
It would help me to better understand you and to better help and protect you, as you are one of us now, and I protect those who travel with me.
Storm, I'm gonna say this once. You do not want to feel what I feel. You do not want to know what it's like to be what I am, what I go through. It's not fun, and it's not really a challenge to aspire to overcome. But again, it's out of my hands. I can only direct you in the right direction.
Well, thank you for that at the very least. I will ponder this option.
And the orb.
He doesn't have the orb. It's broke.
I do have the orb. It's
oh,
just,
you still got it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's. I think I do, unless Eredrin held on to it. But I think I took the orb back.
No, I explicitly gave it back to you.
Yeah, that's what I thought happened.
Afterwards.
It still needs more pondering.
Because dude wanted to throw his tantrum. I let him throw his tantrum, and we're done with that.
I'm just saying, like, can we all ponder the orb? Like, I feel like my turn with it.
I would not recommend pondering that orb, my friend. There are
Wouldn't
other
recommend it. Wouldn't be prudent.
Yes, Nock. Please ponder the orb. Please ponder the orb. Please ponder the orb.
I already had a cursed item, and I accidentally gave it away without realizing it was cursed, or without really remembering it was cursed, I guess. So
you know what? The orb is in the bag of colding now, so it can't talk to nobody. All right.
It's just chilling in there.
Exactly.
Literally.
Please ponder the orb.
Our ad break song.
You pull it out of the bag of holding, and it's like,
you got gifted a thumb,
please ponder me.
I just want to
Oh,
be
yeah.
I just want to be pondered. Tenderfoot.
Please be back in there. Just ponder me, please. Don't put me back in there.
If we leave him in the bag of colding, can he remanifest in 100 years?
There's only one way to find out.
Gotta wait 100 years.
All right, Dice Soup time swipe. Everyone who dies after 80 years.
That's for Dice Soup, okay?
I would like to put him through the cosmic wood chipper, but I guess it doesn't exist anymore.
If you want
also,
to put
we
it
know
through
what
the
happened
cosmic
when
wood
you
chipper.
Yeah.
I'm sure we could
It was
rebuild the
also
cosmic wood chipper.
We should not put him through the cosmic wood chipper. Remember what happened to the last time we put something through the cosmic wood chipper that had a thing in it?
But there's the potential for him to
that does
actually
remind me.
like learn from his mistakes is there.
Doubt
That
it.
does remind me. Justice, check your DMs.
Also, I think as this conversation comes to a close, Dante, wait, Storm's really tall, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like he's bigger than me.
Yeah, taller than Dante, taller than Olo even.
Like, wait, how tall? Remind me.
8'10".
I was gonna say almost
Okay.
almost 2
I'm
feet taller.
8'3".
Almost 2 feet taller
Yeah.
than
Okay.
Dante.
My idea will not work. I think he'll just pat him on the chest then instead.
To be fair, he's probably kneeling, because he's
Still
in
head
prayer.
height.
So
Okay.
he's like
fair.
on his knees.
If
sitting
he's
on his
kneeling, then he'll put a hand on Storm's shoulder and go, "So we good?"
Yeah, we're good.
All right. I'll leave you to your prayer.
And you bite it.
It is almost that fast too of a frequency, just because of how damn fast the two of you are.
And I don't know if you saw my emote in the Roll20. It's Nock looks over at Kira and mimes yawning while they're running alongside each other.
Akira will smile.
Yes, it is a race.
Akira will smile at you yawning and spend 2 key points to add extra speed.
Breaks the sound barrier on the side of the ship.
Anyone know haste?
Y'all literally just accidentally turn this boat into a tornado, like as you're as.
Yeah, exactly.
There's just a water
Now,
spout starting to
imagine-
form below it for no reason whatsoever.
Imagine someone cast haste on us and then we burn a key point to dash.
Oh god.
Oh, good lord.
And then the crystals shatter because the vibrations of the planes are being tested.
You opened a vein.
Everyone's just in
This was a
free fall, and Olo's trying to grab the food.
This was a secret ritual no one was supposed to know about. No.
You broke the game. Like it just opens up to a portal in the sky, and you can see Jeremy sitting there in his room. Like,
Cool.
Excuse me.
Also on occasion, Nock, Akira is going to throw a psychic blade not directly at you, but in your path to make you to almost give you something to dodge.
I can't deflect that, can I? I can't I can't use my monk stuff because it's not a physical. Like
it's energy. You can't. Are you at the level that you can deflect
not
energy yet?
Not yet.
Yeah. Then no. No, you cannot. No, you cannot.
Well, I'm not the level for what now?
Oh, there is a certain level of monk that you can then deflect energy.
I can deflect energy.
I did not know that was a thing. Is it a new thing?
Yeah.
It is a new thing.
Okay.
Because you can actually deflect physical attacks, be them melee or ranged. You know, things you haven't had to worry about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I throw them at your feet though, and we've trained enough to know that I'm not trying to hit you. Per se, I'm just trying to give you the worry.
I am
that I'm trying to
on
hit you.
parkouring over every time you do it. Like if I obviously if you're coming at me, if I'm coming across like the a portal to the like a window or something like that on the side of the ship or whatever, I'm gonna hand plant and just somersault over it and everything like that. Like
and all the physicists in the room started crying with the fluid dynamic calculations.
So what it really sounds like is do 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 do.
It sounds like a sick beat. Let's just be real. You know,
Indeed.
somebody inside is like recording and like, I'm gonna mix the fuck out of this later.
Yeah, me in the inside making potions. Like hell yeah, this is cool.
And then you got Micah below decks. going full strong bad.
I love it.
Dolato.
The system is down.
But
I wonder how many people's heads that just soared right over.
you're welcome.
Most of them probably.
The ones who don't deserve it. So
There was.
So
could I do something?
I was gonna say, yeah. Well, yes. You first.
Okay.
No, you're not allowed to do anything ever.
No,
Never.
not
No.
you.
Adrian has just looked into the eyes of a basilisk. He is now petrified. Roll a new character. Row, and then he is also petrified.
You don't have to roll your character. You just can't do anything with this character.
Adrian would actually go find Corfell.
All right, taking it up to Corfell, who now having been given the freedom of a room, he spent a couple of weeks just enjoying the outside, and then out there. But that's a lot of wind. You know what's not a lot of wind? This free room that smells just a little bit like gunpowder.
Yeah, all of which I have.
He's probably rifling through the room, seeing if there's any loose schematics left out or something like that.
Full on definitely tried to take all that. But
walking up to the door of his room, I would politely knock. Oh wait, he doesn't have a door, does he?
No, you knock on the doorway.
He doesn't have a door.
Yeah, you knock on the doorway.
Yeah. I'll knock on the doorway. Hey, I've been thinking about something. I was kind of hoping maybe your expertise could help me figure out a plan forward with what I'm thinking about.
He looks at you and then takes a second, flips back into his book, scans one of his notes, and Eredred. How can I help?
We came across an artifact a while back, and it was interesting, and I feel that there might be more to it that I could use. Have you ever heard of a Luxon beacon?
And his smile.
Do Olo hear that? Do Olo hear that?
Olo, yeah. Remind me what your passive perception is.
It is 26.
Yeah.
I'm on the same level, right? Yeah,
I
I hear that.
You're in the kitchen, and you hear first those words, and then Corfell's tone go from "How can I help?" to "Where did you learn about a Luxon beacon?"
Yeah, all those ears are normally like down like a cow's, like something. Now they're like a rabbit. They've just gone complete up. Like the fuck. I'll distill something, just like leave it there burning for a little bit on a low heat, and like hidden step, hold my breath, and just make my way over and just hang by the doorway.
I mean, if you come up and like if at whatever point that stops, you stop being invisible. Erdrin isn't going to care if you also hear this.
I know it's just him being a.
Well, here, hold on.
Trying.
Make a stealth check with advantage. There's a possibility he notices you. There's a possibility he doesn't.
Oh, with my new improved stealth? Hell yeah!
Hell yeah!
If we're
still
basing it
gonna
on
be a
perception.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, no, I don't notice you.
All right, so yeah, you get right up there. You can still. It's a small room, relatively. So, Eredrin's back is still right there, and you're even closer, so you can hear all this. So go ahead. And Corfel looking suddenly severe as you bring up a Luxon beacon. How do you know about a Luxon beacon?
Though my snake would notice you with blind sight.
Oh, I'm like
only if it is passively perceptive of an 18 enough.
Fair. It is not. Never mind.
Indeed.
Back to my point. We came across one actually, and interacted with it before Storm got his hands on it, quite literally. And stopped it from spinning.
That's how I got lucky.
Goodness.
Yeah. I interacted with it, went through all the realities.
And you start talking about that, and he flips over to a fresh page, starts taking notes.
Yeah. I interacted with all the realities, saw choices that were made.
Oh, yeah.
We shoved a magic item through it, and that's why that one dude, the poisoner dude, turned into a fae thing. Because we kind of wood chippered her across time.
These are words that this is a set of words that I don't understand.
We kind of her spirit was in a magic item, and when you push a magic item into a Luxon beacon, it destroys it and it scatters it across time. You have a risk also of being scattered across time, from what I understand.
Well, I've touched a Luxon beacon myself. I didn't get scattered across time.
Well, neither did I.
But it was spinning.
Yes. And Storm stopped it from spinning.
How fast was it spinning? Was it just a small?
Fast enough to shred magic items.
I will use Justice's quote there. Fast enough to shred magic items into 1,000,000 pieces.
Really? Oh, that is very interesting. And he's writing it down.
And we later on we passed the item on to a trusted mage, but I was kind of wondering if there's any way to rebuild it.
A way to rebuild it? That depends on the mechanism by which it was being sustained.
Gave it to an old elven mage. Remember?
Yeah. It was given to an old elven mage.
It would depend entirely on on how it was found, on if with the mechanism by which it was continuing its spin.
From what we saw, there were runes of all 8 schools of magic forming together into a central dais that held it. And I'd go through and I'd very detailed describe it, maybe even make a sketch.
Go ahead and make an Arcana check as to how well you describe what you see, because there's a possibility of not describing it quite as properly as you would like.
Fair.
If you want better descriptions, you can always talk to us.
I still don't feel like that's good enough. We're taking a side bolstered knack.
Okay, go ahead and take your side bolstered knack.
21. We passed the 20 threshold. That's what I wanted.
Good. So going through and describing it, Corfel goes from quilling to actually using prestidigitation to try and do the markings of it, and you being able to correct and be like, no, do this, and he changes the prestidigitation a bit and starts doing it, and then when you kind of finish your description of it, he uses that prestidigitation stencil and starts drawing very carefully. Kind of you were more aware of like the bigger web of it. It had even deeper intricacy to it, but the broad strokes, which are many, the broad strokes are as important as the really tiny bits that you're not able to fully, you're like some strings of some went off this way and this way, but they're not quite, you don't have quite the same, that detail of it. But that's 8 schools of magic worth of broad strokes, and in getting it down, he devotes an entire page to this diagram. And it starts sketching it in.
But yeah, that's how it was suspended, and I guess I was just kind
of a bit of information in his journey.
Indeed. That is.
I'm aware that this is for personal reasons, Justice, but at the same time, I want to rebuild one. Damn it!
That is deeply fascinating. Oh, you said you left it with him. You left it with a mage.
An elven mage.
That
whose
mage,
name I definitely remember off the top of my head.
I was say that mage didn't happen to be an archmage of the Cerberus Assembly, was it?
No. Apparently the rest of the group interacted with one of them, but no, it wasn't an archmage.
Good.
I think you all just hear Olo say "thank fuck." Like he's fully broke. He fully broke like cover. He's just like "thank fuck." Oh, and like covers his mouth, and then looks and goes, "Hey guys, I definitely weren't listening."
We're in an ad break, by the way.
Oh, into an ad break.
Nice.
Hey, thank you for that. Hey,
Jeremy, also check your DMs as well.
Thanks
because we're kind of.
For those of you who are here and able to see through the ad break, thank you. We appreciate you. Y'all are great. Thank you for financially assisting our endeavors to try and do good, put some good out in the world.
Thank you, Beardy, for getting me through this ad break.
Thank you, Beardy.
Yay! Ro gets to see stuff before during the ad.
Yay! He is the stuff during.
Unlike
ads.
Normally.
I'm in the ad. I'm in the stuff behind the ad, so I need to see it for myself.
I am the ads? Wait.
I am the ads, baby.
So that means...
When the product is free, you are the product.
Oh, I gotta wait till the ad's over. Okay, well, maybe I'll leave it that way. I have Prime now, so I had a Prime subscription, but I guess that ran out because I'm in an ad break. So I was gonna resub, but I'm also wondering, I'm like, but ad break notices.
But during this break, look at your DMs for me.
Oh, right, check my DMs. Check my... oh, wait, wrong button.
I'm doing a lot of wheeling and dealing today.
I love wheeling, I love dealing. The beard's out of stone. That's awesome.
I love how you're just now catching that one.
Oh yeah, no, I've been.
I mean, obviously, there's a reason why you're busy. You've been running the game, but I just love how you're just now seeing it because it's.
And I'll be right back.
I really gotta take a quick bio. If Olo, Olo was listening. And then run back to the.
That's why we're in the ad break right now. Please take your bio. That's what we're here for.
I'll be 2 seconds.
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Sorry. Testing.
No, you're back. Hello.
Oh, hello. Sorry, I lost sound like almost 7 minutes ago, so I don't know what I missed. I hope none of it involved Akira and was important. But I lost sound. And apparently I lost sound again.
No, you're there. You're there.
Oh, okay. Oh, phew.
I just
we're here.
We hit an ad break for a bit, and we are back from the ad break. So yes, indeed, I was responding to that PM, and now we're back. So, with that question, did you find in your notes the name of the archmage?
It was, oh god, it was it Akira's grandfather?
Yes, it was Akira's.
Yes,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
Whose last name is at least Windseeker. We know that much.
Yeah,
Windkeeper.
Windkeeper. No, because Yusa's the other dude.
You're right about the Y. It's Urek.
Urek, thank you.
Yeah, Urek. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you guys were searching for the first name. I could have easily answered that. Yes,
No,
Urek.
This was not narrative forgetting. This was a row forgetting.
Yeah. So, Urek. He's still around.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, he's Akira's granddaddy.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
I hadn't seen him in so long that the association was entirely lost on me. Also, York wasn't particularly green. A number of factors, really. But
Other side of the family, other paternal side.
Fair enough. But
I have so many fathers.
One of your kids fucked a dragon. It's the whole thing.
And I will just quote Justice. One of Yurik's kids screwed a dragon, all kinds of fun stuff. Yeah.
Good heavens, really? Well, to each their own, I suppose. But so the reason Master Holadon would be so suspicious of this conversation, one thing that he and my prime self were attending to in our travels was that of protecting initially it was merely a piece of a beacon that we had found, but somewhere in their shenaniganery, Oladon and the rest of the crew, while I was off, when I actually came to Vasselheim myself, there was a bit of a mishap in the teleportations and things. Moving on, I was delivering a different dangerous sword than to the Platinum Sanctuary, and then got waylaid by things, as one does. But they came across one Ludinus Golaith in a capacity. And you can tell he's trying to be very careful about his word choices. And then he finally just... Jack, are you back yet? No? Okay. He finally just says, they broke into his vault.
Was that what Nyack was talking about at the wedding? You weren't at the wedding.
I was not at the wedding, no.
Question directed to Jack when Jack returns.
Indeed. But they committed a heist upon him, and partially in retaliation to something that he had done to them. But the long and the short of it are that he was seeking out that piece of the beacon before. And they found out the reason in his vault, being that he had another 11 assembled and was looking for a 12th.
Well, did they take the 11?
Honestly, if I wrote down, and he starts flipping back a couple of pages, I did not write down any note of that. Trying to extend this long enough for Jack to return.
Well, see, the reason I ask, and the reason I would like to rebuild one is, as far as I can tell, and as far as my theory goes, I believe at least part of my power comes from a similar source to that of the Luxon beacon. My Echo, my little shadowy friend.
He flips again back over, and you recognize the page that had your name on it. Yes, you do have a certain touch of Dunamis, it seems.
So I'd like to learn more about it, specifically recreating one to learn more about both my ability and everything else. Also kind of interested in heading to the Dynasty at some point to see how they... Because I learned of a almost culling that they perform to ensure that that these powers are more manifest. So yeah, curiosity is what's killing me at the moment.
You are adventuring, in fact, on the wrong side of the world from trying to
I
head
know
to the
that,
Dynasty.
No, that's a later down the line kind of thing.
But Jack. So Jack, you're back.
The world type thing.
The question was posed. What, Oladon? What in fact did you all do with those bits of beacon?
Yeah, we spread them about. We hid them.
Okay, all right.
They're in the mountains near the Dynasty. Well, not near, but like up and around those ways. You know, keep them close to home, away from the Empire, but deep enough in the mountains where good luck finding those.
Oh, is that?
You know, like.
Is that where you sent Master Barbie off to? All right. Makes sense.
Yeah. We helped. Well, it was him and Fong, and that's where it kind of went. You know, and
fair enough.
Yeah, I could kind of give you some locations if you want to go find them.
Oh no,
but I'm not 100% on where they are.
I want very much for those pieces to be scattered to the world, but
okay.
Especially if they keep some out of Ludinus's dirty, greasy old hands.
Like he fake gags as soon as you say Ludinus. He's like, that guy.
Speaking of, was the theft of his vault was that man's vault and the theft of his vault, was that what Nyack was talking about at the wedding? Jack, hold it on.
No, I'm not sure. Yes. Yes. Who said that? Yes. Yeah, I guess so.
Who is Nyack? And Corfell flipping back through the book, getting another page.
He was an Owlin, apparently new Archmage, at the wedding.
New Archmage of the Assembly?
Yes.
Whom did he replace?
He said conscription, whatever that may mean to you.
He replaced Javin Markelin. Good heavens! All right. But you... And there's this... But you all are friends with this Archmage of Conscription.
You seem nice to me.
That might be a stretch of the word. I don't know. I only really interacted with him a couple times. Apparently, I made jewelry for him. I didn't even know.
Good heavens.
Yeah.
Storm's not in this conversation, so yeah, that tracks.
But
Knock is also not in this conversation, but like he's a douche and I don't like him.
I don't. You lived in his house. I don't think they were actively attempting to kill each other.
No, I'm joking.
Well,
Storm wouldn't even say anything bad. He's like, "Oh, friend's a bit of a stretch, more like acquaintance."
But
yeah, he's
you should be careful of anyone who has the aspirations or indeed succeeds in the goal of becoming one among the Cerberus Assembly. They are not. I wouldn't trust them myself personally. I don't think there's one of them that has truly good intentions.
They're all bags of wind. They're not very nice. Especially the ones I've met. I've only met one. He was a dick. He shot down my ship. Well, it wasn't my ship, but it was a ship like this. Caught fire, you know.
I mean, if you met Nyack, you've met two, technically, then.
Two. All right.
Honestly, it was even nicer than this ship. Didn't even require sails. The broomstone was so very well charged, and the magics of it was so. You could tell Corval's having this like moment of just like, yeah, those were the days.
Yeah.
Hopefully, when we get to Ankarel, we could get one as nice as the one y'all had.
Well,
that'd be awesome, man. Just make sure no one shoots a fucking fireball at it.
Well, the one
because they go up like a tinderbox.
Well, the one that we stole, well, salvaged, claimed really, was one that had been commissioned of the Cerberus Assembly. It's actually part of how we became on Ludnus Deleth's radar.
Yeah.
His list of things to do.
Didn't he try to take us to court?
Well,
at one
did.
point?
Well, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Court.
Right?
Well,
he did.
Technically, we may have gotten arrested in. We salvaged it. We're getting it fixed up. When it was fixed up, he established that he had the title to it, and then tried to take us to. We was trying to take it out of port. We may or may not have hurt a bunch of people in recovering it. It was a whole thing, really.
Yeah.
But the good part of all that, we took an archmage to court and embarrassed him in the courts of the Clovis Concord. Well, the next time that we saw him, he took it upon himself to throw meteors at the boat and take it out of the sky.
Yep.
That sounds very much like a "if I can't play with it, no one can." That's really.
That's kind of what it was, and we kind of lost the person who taught me how to throw a punch in there. The ship fell, his neck went, and that was it.
To be fair, he didn't do it immediately. We found him again, and we did sort of try and kill him. And it's actually what gave me the idea to make a simulacrum of myself to attend to some business, because that was actually what we killed. We killed the simulacrum of him, and then he, to his cohorts there at the dig site, popped out and was like, "They tried to kill me, blah blah blah, bastard."
Yeah, and then we were wanted for a while. Probably still are wanted, actually. Thinking about it, but fuck it.
I haven't checked in with Prime in a while, but I'm pretty sure he hasn't gone back to Rexentrum anytime recently. Probably with a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sounds like it.
But anyways, so
there's many reasons, but that's definitely one of them.
Your primary question: can it be done? Probably. Would it require a great to-do? Also probably. Magicians of... to be deeply unhumble, my caliber, Prime's caliber, and possibly greater even still. Honestly, I've heard that Yorick has succeeded as far in creating a school of mages. I haven't been back to Singorn in, well, a number of centuries. But if it is actually as good as it would have to be associated with Yorick, I would assume that they might be able to if it was something that they actually understood. I would love to study that personally. But
As would I,
mean,
personally.
It looked pretty. That's all I got out of it. But,
Oh no,
nice.
I don't know if you heard. And Corfel flips back to the page with the design, and like it's a top down design, and then like a side design of the Luxon floating there. He was telling me about this apparatus that held up a Luxon beacon and kept it sustained in a spin so fast that it could grind a magic item into its constituent parts, not even just physical, but in the dimension of time as well. And I would have loved to have seen this.
I definitely wasn't listening in the hallway at that point, I promise.
I think, I'm not sure, but I think we
trust you implicitly.
accidentally also took it from the underling researchers of a member of the Cerberus Assembly when we took it.
You did? Then, honestly, Corfel drops the quill and puts his hand out. Well done.
I'll shake his hand, yeah.
All Cerberus Assembly are bastards.
Agreed.
But
and that's on meta jokes, you guys.
But
There's
yes.
a reason as old as he is, and strong as he is, and not a part of it.
But yes. So I should possibly.
He is notably a part of the Coral Soul.
I've been saving ascending. I've used quite a bit of the magical allotment that I am allowed in my existence as a simulacrum. That might be something worth calling in the Prime for.
And tell him if he'd like
he's coming?
I mean, if he's coming, if he doesn't want to come and he'd like to scry on me and have me describe what I saw, we can do
He'll
that.
come. His favorite's here. I'm here. He'll show up. He will. Although, like, fold his arms and just be all like, yeah. He'll come.
As he actually looks at you, looks at Olo and says, actually, the likelihood of that is very high.
See? Fucking big brain me.
And there is a moment that as you start putting forward the idea of scrying on you for you to describe it to him, he actually does take one of his precious few spells left, and extends his hand out in what you would know to be ascending, and he doesn't keep it silent. He says, "Corfel Prime, I have a matter of some import to call you back. Not in Vasselheim. Scry when able." And as he sits there, he actually is going to burn another one of those spell slots, and just tap his forehead, and you see a surge of energy go through his arm into his face, and then ignite his eyes. Just this very low glow in his eyes. Kind of looks up patiently, and well, he did say he would scry. So wait, we're on a boat. Shit. Maybe while he's looking, if I'm thinking of it, he'd probably think of it. While he's looking, he could still stare during the scry, and then try and catch us while we're in the air. If he doesn't, if he's off target, I got an idea. That would be funny. He's usually equipped for such things, but goodness gracious.
I'll turn to Oladon and I'll say, can you turn into something that could catch him in case he's off? And I'll ride on Glorious, and we can do patrol routes.
Yeah, no, that's the plan. I was gonna say, I'll fly alongside the ship, and if I see Grams fall, I got him.
All right. So.
And I'll join with Glorious.
So, hey, Justice, real quick, make a copy of Corfell as he currently is, with all of his simulacrum-y glory, and put him into the campaign, so I can take your prime one and unfuck it.
For sure.
Unsimulacrum it, as it were.
I was about to say, like, this sounds concerning, but then that last part was like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I do want to point out, while all this is happening, Dante is definitely going to check on Micah.
All right, Dante heading back down. Shadow probably up cooking some stuff too.
Sorry.
But Micah, you would have had enough time probably to have actually taken a short rest and recovered hit points via hit dice if that was something you would want to do, etc. and so forth.
Okay. Well, I definitely will. Actually, you know what? I might not do much more healing because full moon lasts for what, 3 nights?
2 nights.
2
nights.
Okay.
So at least for one more night, I know that if they're gonna have to put me down again.
So I'm joining with copy of Corfell Arnuana, which we can just leave as copy of Corfell Arnuana because
Correct.
That's literally what the he is.
Correct, and thank you.
Yeah.
And now you can long rest your Corfell, actually re-equip him, etc. and so forth.
Okay.
So Olo go on top deck, and I'll just be like, all crew, just don't freak out. It's fine. It's me. Everything's okay. And then I start growing exponentially much bigger than normal. Scales form all over me. I grow, and I'm gonna.
Quetzalcoatlus. You're gonna turn into a what?
A Quetzalcoatlus.
A Quetzal.
So,
yes. Love those things.
Yeah, yo, don't worry, everything's fine. Fucking dinosaur on deck.
Gigantic, like huge dinosaur too.
Yes, in fact is classified as huge size. And
it has a fly speed of 80. That's why I'm picking this one.
Fast fuck boy.
And I'm flying with Glorious around the ship.
I do think as Dante like walks downstairs, I don't think he sees this massive Quetzal and he's just like, "Yep, that's Ola." He doesn't even bat an eyelid. He's just going downstairs.
Here's the out above,
Papa.
Gloria's doing laps. Oladon getting a little further out further out and down in Catcher's Land. But Dante going to Micah.
Rough, eh?
That'd be a word for it.
Sorry about that.
Not really your fault.
Kind of is. I am the one who bit you.
Tangentially, perhaps. But probably could have done without the beatdown.
Yeah, I have to admit, I did hear noises from inside that portable hole. Maybe we can discuss something where you're not getting beaten to a pulp.
Above board question: how much of the previous night's events does Micah remember?
Make a wisdom save.
Ooh, I love that.
You have silver
love making
singes in
saves.
certain spots you don't know how.
Meanwhile, while the two of them are gone, storm to
18.
everybody else. Nobody mentioned the wolfsbane poison to Micah or Dante again.
Oh.
I love that you're saying that because that's exactly what's on Dante's mind right now.
I figured as much.
It's a haze. It's almost like you saw it on stage, like somebody else did it, but at the same time you remember the sudden rush of adrenaline, the freedom, the freedom of the release, the like seeing it on a stage, the beast released, but then was chained and locked in, and it felt fear. It was lashing out in fear of self-preservation, of resigning itself to well, if I'm gonna die, I might as well take one of these motherfuckers with me kind of feeling. Oof.
What a jerk.
It's very much not a Micah mentality.
Oh it is an entirely foreign mentality to you. But you feel it. Again, it feels entirely foreign, but it also entirely like you experienced it. And you saw how, and you remember how both quickly and non-lethally they took you down.
It felt weird, almost like it was happening to someone else.
Yeah, it does be like that, at least the first time around. You're yourself, but you're kind of not at the same time.
Does it change?
It can. It's why I'm going to make that lovely little blessing thing for you.
And And I'm assuming you've had the blessing?
I have. Though I can't say it's made much of a difference to my life.
And they still have to lock you away every time.
For the moment. You may be different.
Is there something that makes it less effective on you?
I think you and I both know what might make it less effective on me.
I think you're right. Yeah.
At least you don't...
Like finally starts to actually stand up. They've just been like sitting there kind of gathering their thoughts and sore muscles.
That's fair. Dante will not rush that.
Yeah, sometimes you just have
He's
to.
like, I
flop it
feel you,
in.
man. But yeah. I think when Micah gets up, he's gonna go, come on, let's go get you at least something to drink if you don't want to eat anything.
I'll try. I figure I'd better try to eat something.
Yeah, you don't really want to deal with full moon on an empty stomach. Come on.
Right. And Micah will very slowly walk behind Dante and follow him up.
So as you do that,
Taking a minute to run their claws through their hair to try to like sort it out so it's not a cotton ball everywhere.
Sorry. Copy that. Sorry, I heard things going on and I thought it was cat related, and there was in fact a good cat there. But
The irony.
but as y'all are walking about, those that are in the middle hold area can kind of hear Corfell chuckle in delight, and he's hi, I can see that you see me. Make sure we're on a moving vessel. Here, follow me. And he Storm, as he walks by you, he's just looking up, kind of like he's talking to someone above him, but not. It's not reverent. It's not like a prayer, but it definitely has that slight beat of possibly, talking to some kind of higher power. Wink. And he ends up walking up and on deck, and in fact all the way up onto the front deck where Glorious had been mostly keeping their perch, and her perch, and he's kind of talking out loud. See how beautiful it is? But yes, we are about 5,000 feet up, so please make sure to concentrate and focus in on the Featherfall spell. And as he's absentmindedly talking, for Corfell, Justice, if you'd be so kind as to roll a D100.
Here we go.
Is it safe to assume Boladon and I's ready action is catch him?
Well, try and dive for him. Yeah. We'll see how that do in a minute. Ooh, okay. Roll. You know what? You know the dice to roll next. That's low. I can't hear you if you're talking though, bro.
Oh yeah, I was muted. Sorry.
No, you're all right. You're all right.
Did I not have? There it is. Okay. Yeah. So. Wow. Okay. Damn, that sucks. No, I don't actually. What do I roll?
Okay. For a teleportation mishap, that is the time we get to roll 3d10. 3d10 force damages.
Yeah, I had to keep scrolling.
You're okay. You're okay.
Right. Okay. The bright side is he can upcast it to do it again.
Yes, indeed. Well, no. The mishap happens, and then you roll again.
Oh,
so
right.
Roll D100 again.
Right. Hold on, let me calculate that real quick.
Will we be catching a corpse? Is the question.
That is also that is also an important question. That was part of why I wanted.
That's a better number.
That's part of why I wanted to make sure that you had a nice, fresh character sheet, because we all know the kind of bullshit that happened one of the early times that we had teleport in our game.
Yes.
And if you weren't there for it, 3 hits on the walls of the dimensions, and 2 people went unconscious. It was a good time, really. That's what I mean to say.
Yeah.
But
bounced off the walls of the universe and nearly died.
I caught that.
If we'd have hit the 4th wall, we probably would have.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. So
that was a 95.
Yes. So anyways, here's Wonderwall. To be fair, he had aimed for where Corfell was at that moment, and then there was the continued movement of the boat.
Oh no!
Which would, in fact, drop him. Right here. Make a dex save.
Oh, sweet. Excellent.
Maybe this teleport's gonna betray
Whatever I roll
me.
is what it is. Here we go.
Yep, flat 0. Hey, all right. So
that's pretty good.
It's up a couple of feet because we're aiming for Corfell on the front of the boat, and the boat moved forward quite a number of feet, and appearing technically right above this hole in relative space. The boat moves forward just enough that Corfell lands right on the edge of the hole, and just roll a d6 for damage, because apparently I just want to hurt Corfell.
That's fine. It's at least 10 feet, you know?
One entire damage. He fell 10 feet and only took one point of damage. That's not terrible. But
especially for an old man.
That's what I mean. Yeah. He's an old man. Not just old for people, old for elves. But he lands prone right there, head over the hole. Actually sees Storm, and well, now that it's actually Corfell. Eredrin von Glorious and Oladon, who were both waiting, looking, both keeping well sighted, kind of see the crackle in the air right next to Corfell, and the crackle lasts just long enough to start moving, and y'all and start rushing back towards the ship, and as y'all rush in, for the first person Corfell actually sees is Storm. What would Corfell
say? Corfell would be like, I think I saw you in the scry. That was a bit of both of them. I believe I saw you in the scry. Is my simulacrum around here?
And you suddenly hear the very familiar Olodon. As Olodon comes in and lands, you see a manticore fucking flying right at you. Everybody else seemingly fully unbothered by it.
I'll come out of wild shape and just run up to him and pick him up and give him a hug. He's probably dangling off the floor. And I just got him like this.
Oh dear, this is the real one. I break easier.
Oh, okay, my bad.
And
put you down by your shoulders.
Old friend.
Ish comes stepping down the stairs and starts petting Glorious as Eredrin dismounts and. Yes, Prime. This one. This is. Welcome on board the Silver Sun. And from behind the wheel, you actually hear Captain Quince shout, "Permission to come aboard granted." All right, sorry.
Yes, thank you, Captain. Much obliged.
It's the same person, so it doesn't count. It's fine.
I'm sorry, I'm just very impressed by the large man down below. I'll get there alone.
He is quite impressive.
Makes me wonder. With the whole vampire rule, like you can't come on unless you're invited. What if you have a simulacrum that's already on the ship and has been invited? Does that consent transfer to you?
Oh,
Just
shit.
saying.
No.
Just saying.
No.
By the transitive property of consent. No,
Just saying.
consent every time.
Consent.
There is no transitive property of consent. Consent every time. Anyways, that's our lesson for the day, kids. Consent every time. Consent every time. Consent every time.
Yeah, how did Dante get in Luca's house when we first...
Because he's not fully a vampire.
There you go. I don't
because
follow the rules.
Because his
I'm outside of them.
Because his lycanthropy subdues a great deal of it.
You might say that
yes.
rules are for bloodsuckers.
Uh-huh.
But yes, so
And rules lawyers like me. No.
rules are for the rules lawyers. But yes, Corfell, Dante, you actually bringing Micah up for a drink, as you hear Corfell protesting right above you. You see what they were on about. Corfell, what changes to Corfell Prime do they notice that were not part of the copy?
Well, there is he does actually have a bit of scruff. He is a bit untamed at the moment. But he has a similar robes, obviously, but he has a visor that is, let me see what it looks like again real quick. I think there's a picture of it.
So like one of those gambling caps
it's-
that people
no,
have when they
it's-
play cards now? Oh, okay.
No, it's like a literal like goggles visor.
Oh, right.
And
Never mind.
it's like a leather kind of like engineering goggles almost, like how there's like a microscope type zoom function on one eye,
like
and then on the
steampunky.
kind of, yeah, it's steampunky, and then the left eye has like a lens with arcane sigils around it, and then a smaller lens that looks like it could flip over that one. Let me see if I can get a picture of it for us.
I think you can actually link the item.
I don't know if it shows the picture if I do that. So
No, I think you can link the picture. Like, maybe I don't know. It's only if you're on the item page. Like if you're on the independent item.
Oh,
page.
okay. I'll go to the item page and I'll do it
Yeah.
that way then. It'll be just a moment, folks. But anyway, he's got
I
that.
got this. You do your thing.
Okay, fine. He's also got a quiver and a long. Well, actually, no, longbow's in the quiver, but it's a very similar quiver to what anyone who has an efficient quiver in the party would recognize. Predominantly, probably Shadow and maybe Micah. He also has
Quivers are
a
for people who need arrows.
what's that?
Yeah, who needs arrows?
I said quivers are for people who need arrows. I do
Oh.
have one, I think. I'm just teasing.
I know, because you can also store weapons in them.
Yeah, I definitely have one.
Yeah. But anyway, he's also got like a grimoire holster type thing that has a entirely looks to be metal spell book. Even the pages in between seem to be thin sheets of metal. It's pretty metal. He also has a shield in one hand that looks particularly fine. It is. Oh, I realize it's also in his horse that is not with him. You need to move that. To equipment.
I just moved it over there while it was
for sure.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I just need to move it to equipment. Is all.
Indeed.
He's also wearing a. Is it? It's invisible if he wants it to be, but it is actually visible because he doesn't much care at the current moment. It is a ring with a brain on it.
Oh, ring of mind shielding.
Yes.
Awesome. I love how I got that just from that description.
Oh, indeed.
Right.
I
figured at least somebody would. And he also has his staff of I think it's his staff of defense as well, right? Like, did he have two?
I'll say he didn't have two. That was part of the thing
then
to
he has that dagger, yeah. He has a dagger on his hip as well.
And
of a staff, but in his current hand he is holding an orb.
Oh, indeed.
Yes, gathered intelligence.
And the orb, as Corfel, stands up, gets hugged, and gets set down. This orb, it looks almost like one of those plasma balls that's just constantly. But there is no actual orb in the center. That's just this flickering spark in the center that is this kind of constant blast of energy. Though currently in Corfel's hands, it is going to all 5 of Corfel's fingers. And you see it pulse as it speaks aloud. You made it, sir. Well done.
Thank you, GI.
Hi, GI.
Not putting my weapons away around the talking orb, considering our history with those.
Oladon, it is good to see you again. I am glad you are well.
Yes, it is. And
we are glad you are well.
Yeah, I just put one finger on it. Like, yeah, me too, dude.
Yeah, and
cool.
There's that little. And Corfel, yes, Prime. Now that you are back.
Oh no, that's right. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I realized there was a thing in his inventory that was relatively new that I was like, oh yeah, he's totally actually going to have that in his hand.
Oh, nice. GI can be floating next to you.
Right. Okay. Excellent. I love that for us. It is a cane that is a leather-wrapped wooden sheath, and it. Oh, that's on the inside. You can't see that. It's a very fine cane with blue constellation type patterns on it. Yes.
I'm glad you did notice.
Yes, I did notice, and I love it. It's perfect.
He Corfelish at your will and discretion, Master Corfell, I have a new set of notes to pass along to you. Otherwise, he bows very respectfully, and just kind of goes back up to the front deck just to kind of feel the wind.
Oh, yes. Thank you. I'm trying to think of what I would call my simulacrum. Probably just Corfellish. It's a dad joke. He'd make it. Because it's fellish.
Mm-hmm.
Colin
Yeah.
Jr.
There's the band. There's the thing. The Danloth's visor. It's in the Roll20 chat.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It's
Very
dope
pretty.
looking.
It's weird as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's arcane steampunk. It's not merely steampunk, but it also has the rune work.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Arcane
Right. Yes, thank you, Corfellish. I will. Oh, well, this is extensive. I will definitely transfer these over to my notes, and looks like I'll get you a new one.
I can clear the paper.
Fair enough. So then, what was it you all required of me? He said it was a matter of great import.
Yes. I'll reach my hand out. Erigen.
Pleasure, Erigen. There's a whole page on you. Corfell Prime.
All right. Very nice surname. Love it.
Well, it's actually Arnawana, but I'm the real one.
See, I don't know the whole surname. I don't get that part. Anywho, I was asking your chilly friend about a Luxon beacon.
Oh.
And I would relay what I spoke to Corfell-ish about for it, because I don't want to put everyone through that a second time.
Right. I see. Well, there are a good deal of applications to this, it seems. Well, I suppose I could lend you my aid in this endeavor, but what is it exactly you require?
Well, I'm not quite sure. My knowledge of the arcane is middling at best. I more can set up the enchantments, not perform many, especially the more powerful ones, but mainly I was just wondering more so at first. I'm sure we've answered this question, but at first my original question was, is it possible? And since it is probably possible, I'd like to try to rebuild a Luxon beacon. Or the apparatus that holds it.
Oladon, what did you do with the pieces we had?
Oh, hid them everywhere. In the mountains, near the dynasty. Like up and around those ways of wild mountain. Yeah.
Well, also, we know where a complete beacon is. It looks like a lantern. We know where a complete one is, and I'm sure we could regain access to it.
Excuse me.
It's in safer hands at the current moment.
And whose hands were those?
Yorick. Windkeeper.
Yorick Windkeeper, yes, of Singorn. Wow, it's been ages. Well, those are indeed safe hands, if those are indeed the ones you've chosen to entrust them to. Well, I suppose I could, meet up with Yorick, and we could work together, perhaps, on recreating this.
Of course.
Luxon beacon device.
Of course.
This is Very well. Is there anything you need from me here now? Should I stick around, or?
Can I ask a quick above table?
What's that?
Are Akira and Alec anywhere near this conversation or no?
What? I had assumed. I apologize. I moved your tokens in a way, but I didn't speak it out loud. I had assumed that y'all had noticed, because y'all are both very perceptive, that suddenly teleportation on deck and hopped up on deck.
So, according to what it looks like on the map, yes, you two are very close to this.
I tell Corfel, like, yes, that's actually my grandfather who has it currently, so I think it's in very safe hands.
Excellent. He kind of looks at you a little cockeyed. I don't know that I would have made the connection. It's...
Akira points to the only elven thing they have, which is like their ears, like, maybe the ears? Maybe?
By the way, this
but that's would have given elven descent. Absolutely, yes.
By the way, this is my sibling, Akira. Just to
Siblings.
confuse the family line even further.
It does seem to be a complicated one, doesn't it? Well then.
Yeah, our story is, yeah, but you didn't come here for our genealogy. You are on a mission.
Well, it does seem to be interesting, but yes, I have come due to Corfelish's call. It seems that there was the matter of great import. What is it you're about that you need to rebuild one of these devices? Who are you people?
I will resummon Erdrinish, and I'll find him somewhere in the void. I know he's in here.
He's there somewhere.
There he is.
That's it. I'd like to do it for... I want to resummon it, or I want to rebuild it for research purposes, kind of understand summoning Erdrinish this here, and see if there's anything that can be done with it to enhance that.
That's such a cool idea. Like summoning 3 of you, that'd be so badass.
Unfortunately, I'm multi-classed. I could do that if I just stayed as an Echo Knight, but where's the fun in that?
There's items for that.
Hence rebuilding the Luxon Beacon.
Yeah.
So you too have been touched by the Dunamis. I see.
So you and Corfelish have both said that. I know a little bit about Luxon beacons and all this crap, and I'm sure my power is in some way connected to it, but what in the god's hell is Dunamis?
Dunamis is the... I suppose you could call it the 9th school of magic. It deals with time and the manipulation of the actual physics of the universe. Such as
Airdrin now
gravity
writing
and the
notes.
like. Right?
And it makes stuff heavy. I remember that. I got hit by something like that. It was not pretty.
Indeed, yeah, it affects like the force of the planet pulling on you, or the lack thereof in some cases, but also the manipulation of fate and time in a way different from divination. It's unique. That's about all Justice really knows about it and can speak to. Any more information I'm going to need to ask Jeremy, who's probably going to ask me to make a check.
Quick, make a check for Corfelish.
For Corfelish?
Yeah. He is you. You are him. You are we, and we are all together, as it were.
Fair enough.
More, you can just use your own character sheet.
Fair enough. Okay. I was like, "What's the difference?"
There isn't.
I actually opened Corfelish to.
Hey, that's right.
Hey, we love to see that.
So, yes, indeed. It is not. It's theoretically, it's beyond even the bounds of Exandria. It is the motion of the moons, the motion of the sun, and the fundamental forces themselves that govern everything from celestial bodies down to, and gesturing towards Eredrin, the manipulation of bits of matter and time itself. This Luxin that these beacons are based from, it is a being allegedly, it is worshipped as a being in the dynasty. It is worshipped as if it were Pelor himself. But in a way, with that worship, they develop a mastery over this arcane magic, usually. Some of it can be derived or distilled into a type of divinity. But part of why I was drawn to it was that it, in all of its divinity, can be distilled into arcanum as well. And with that, you can try to break time to interrupt someone who is in the middle of doing something in a way that, for their perceptions, the world around them shifts, and their magic or their swing or whatever they were doing is suddenly interrupted by that. But we all see them as disappearing, or opening up a rift in reality itself that cracks reality and then causes reality to shunt back in on itself, and so everything around that crack in reality pulls towards it. In the same manner that you can cast a lightning bolt, but instead of just the area of the lightning bolt, it's wider and it pulls things into it. It's as beautiful as it is frightening.
Hearing the interrupting someone and all that stuff, Eredrin reflexively grabs his dagger, not knowing why, before putting it away.
But really, in the dynasty, since we just talked about it, I can still kind of remember it. You wanted to go there. This Luxin is so precious to them. I would be careful if you're going to go and seek knowledge. They are extremely secretive about it. It's, in fact, Olodon, it's why I didn't bring up bringing the Luxin beacon to the dynasty before. If we brought it to the dynasty, there might be a certain amount of prestige and grace and love and admiration given, but then there would be no study of it. And so, knowing that you hid the pieces in the mountains and Barbie is still hiding those pieces, I'm grateful. But really, truly, I would be quite sad to not have the possibility of studying one of those beacons further. And
Indeed.
And Ish looks towards Corfell and out loud says, "Do you think they would accept us back?"
That was something I was contemplating. Sort of why I asked if you folks needed any help here. Needless to say, I've grown a little set in my ways and crotchety over the years, decades, centuries really, since I've been back to Singorn. They might. It's been centuries. Yurik's doing well. I mean, he could vouch for us. He seems to, like, kind of look up and give it deep thought.
Well, if Mixter Windkeeper here is willing to perhaps vouch for us, the sentence might not needs be carried out.
Perhaps. It's... Oh, dear. Justice is also struggling to remember exactly what the sin was.
We have adopted enough of Corallin's power via Arcanum.
Right.
Might be able to display their forgiveness of us. For whatever it was that we did that offended them so.
Being the nosy one I am, can my passive, or I'll roll active if you need me to, can I insight this little back and forth?
Surely. Throw insight.
Yeah, I'm throwing a side bolstered knack.
They're being particularly vague about it, but you can tell that both of them. You can tell
I'll take the 21 again.
You can tell that both of them are expressing the same. It's that of a person who went through a trial, a sentencing. In this case, you can kind of tell from context clues a banishment, perhaps. That they don't quite know what they did. Like there's as much confusion in them as certainty in this case.
Probably pick up on the fact that when it was mentioned going to see Yurik, he was immediately like, is there anything you guys need here now?
Yeah, definitely tried to deflect it.
Would Akira's passive insight be enough to pick up on that, or no?
Oh, for sure. I know Akira's passive insight.
They're going to send a message directly to Corfell's mentally. Is there a particular reason you're avoiding talking to my grandfather?
I can't reply telepathically with yours, right?
Correct.
Right.
Unless you have telepathy
Which I
telepathy
don't
as
believe he
well.
does. Let me check his features again. I know he's touched by a gem dragon, but I don't think that's the
Not
gift
quite.
it gives
Not
him.
quite that deeply touched.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. No. So he'll just sort of kind of
Then
look to you.
Then I'll say it out loud. Then I'll retconningly it and say it out loud. That way, it's
Okay,
not
I mean, that's fine.
seems so secretive.
I mean, it's fine. He was gonna reply out loud either way because it's the only way he can. But he looks to Akira and he just says, "Not your grandfather, but Singorn as a whole. Well, I was banished several centuries ago for reasons unknown to myself.
Got you.
I have an inkling.
Say no more.
I have an inkling. I was not always a wizard. In fact, there was a time that I was maybe not as strong as the gentleman downstairs, but kind of taps Erdrin on the shoulder. I'm as good with my sword arm as perhaps you. Notably of which, you'll notice that the shield he has is dragon themed, and that's what you would notice about that. And it does look like it was made for combat, not for looks.
It is dragon themed, and
Akira's not gonna pry
the eyes
though.
of the dragon are particularly jeweled in that shield.
Indeed.
Gotcha. Akira's not gonna pry though. Like you said that you have your inkling, and that's enough for Akira. They're not the type to dive into business unless you share it with them. So they're just going to nod and say, "Makes sense to me."
Well, Kira, Corfelish was wondering if maybe you gave them a writ of absolvement or of passage, being of the Windkeepers, that might allow them to get into Singorn.
Can I do that?
You're a Windkeeper.
that?
You're a noble in two different ways, Akira. Remember.
Oh no. Well, of course, if you're a Windkeeper, I suppose that makes sense.
I'm a Windkeeper and a Debertoire. Being a noble is very new to me. I'm used to working in a forge and just studying martial arts. So this noble stuff is it's new. Making adjustments, but yes, I will give you a writ of forgiveness. Ooh, how do I do that? I mean, I can write. I know how to write, but like, is it just I write? Like, do I just write Corfel is forgiven, love Akira?
Both Corfels chuckle a bit and the ish kind of, if you're not actually fully vested in the politics of Singorn, your writ would have approximately the same weight as ours.
But if I send it to my grandfather, maybe he'll do it for me, for you. Maybe
that would have to be perhaps a petition that you made on our behalf through Urek. But
indeed.
What if another noble, my husband, also endorsed this writ?
And does Debertoire ring any bells for?
Oh yeah, no. You have a passive history of, or you have a history score of +10. Yeah, you know the Debertoire exchange. Like, you've been all up and down the Menagerie Coast.
Fair enough. Okay.
So
you've
like,
bought,
maybe
you've
if I
bought
could
diamonds through the Debertoire exchange.
Oh, I'm a Baron. Like, with that, like, if I sign it Baron, Akira, Windkeeper, Debertoire, and then also get my husband to endorse it, would that
make mention of how his study of the arcane has shown his devotion to Korra.
Sure.
Something like that.
Or have you called Luca yet today, Akira?
I have not called Luca today. I was going to do it after I finished lunch and midday training, so like maybe after the next 100 push-ups.
Maybe belay that and ask Luca to tell Yurik to call you.
Maybe I do them one-handed and push-ups at the same time that I send the message.
Well, if this is becoming a push-up competition.
It's not a competition. I just want to get my push-ups in and send the message.
I'll win.
Everything's is a competition.
I'll definitely win that one. Come from below.
Like you'll see the exasperated look on Akira's face. That's why it wasn't a competition.
I bet I could beat him.
Just training.
At least once.
Akira's gonna send the message without doing the push-ups. With a very dejected look on their face.
But
they're not terribly happy about this, but they're gonna send them not about the message, but about the push-ups.
How I guess how would you phrase it to Luca, whose player is also in the room?
Hey love, hope you're well. Need you to endorse pardon or writ no, not a pardon, a writ of forgiveness for possible awesome wizard, I think. Love, Akira.
Ooh, tell him to tell Yurik to call you.
LPS, have my grandfather call me.
Close enough.
Was I over 25? I
no,
tried to.
Like I said, close enough.
Okay.
Luca. Respond.
Yes. Could I get the message one more time, Akira?
Hey love, how are you? Need writ of forgiveness for possible awesome wizard named Corfell. Love, Akira.
P.S. Have grandfather
writ
call.
of forgiveness?
Oh, P.S. Have grandfather call me. My grandfather.
I don't know if Luca can swing a writ of forgiveness.
Well, endorse. Like Akira's writing it, or is going to petition their grandfather. So I guess I'm lead you to endorse my letter when I write it.
Oh, you don't have to. So what Luca's going to respond back, which might make Akira smile a little bit, is
Well, I think what was I don't know if you were present for the whole thing.
Go ahead,
I think what was made mention was that Akira's own letter, if they're not involved in the politics of Sinkhorn, won't hold a whole lot of weight.
But the endorsement of another established noble might.
And being as Luca is taking the reins of their house right now and being a political noble and whatnot, I think that needs to be communicated a little bit more clearly somehow.
Okay, I see what you mean.
I'll use my other. I have two sendings. I have like two sendings, so I can send a second time.
I was gonna say Micah can.
No, I'll
say
you have a different sending to a different stone.
Yeah. Micah can cast sending a lot and isn't burning spells in combat lately. So
indeed.
So Micah would respond back saying.
Luca.
Or I said Micah, Jesus. Luca would respond back saying, "Yes, love, of course. Anything you need, I'll do anything I can." And so the writ, and what else was there?
Have my grandfather call me.
Okay, yeah. So I did meet your grandfather. Yes. So
many times.
Luca can absolutely perform a sending to him. So
easy enough.
Just of course, I'll do that. I will write a letter to know that your words come with the full weight of the Debetoir household, and I'll contact your grandfather.
Awesome.
And then, of course, Luca will follow up immediately with the hey, don't forget to send back later to or just the hey, how you doing? Like, how's life?
Yeah, we'll discuss the mundane stuff. Later.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it like as a side note. Like,
you have your. I'll call you later since you used your one phone call on this one.
Right.
But as you start
back to the age of minutes.
Yeah. As you start to talk about having sent that message. Also, what?
Just briefly, what is Corfel's like, not in the weird way, relationship with Uric? Like, how do they? Know each other?
I'll say I sent you a on the Roll20. I private messaged you.
On Roll20?
You can do that.
Yeah, you can whisper.
Geez.
Yeah, I whispered.
Whisper.
I whispered a couple of whispers at you.
There's whispers and murmurs. Whispers
I don't
and
think
murmurs.
I received them. I don't see anything in the log.
Did I?
Somewhere special.
Did you forget to send it?
Well, I told it to whisper to Corfel, but I guess I would have to have it whisper to you.
Right, because I'm Doomer right now.
So wait, on Roll20, are whispers like secret messages specific to one
from
person?
From one person, from one person to another.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
We can do that instead of our DM.
That was a thing.
I would prefer you DM me on Discord because I got a lot of windows open.
Okay, so
For the
basically,
record, do not whisper me on Roll20.
All it was. Well, I sent you two things. One of them was the notes include a promise to give them a single teleport from the notes from Corfelish. And then the notes about Urek was, you went to school with him. He was young. You were 476.
Right. Okay. Excellent.
A young age of 476.
Yeah.
The ripe
the
bold,
young age of 476.
the ripe bold age of going back to college when after you've had a career.
Welcome to night school.
So, like, while Corfel does not look very strong or dexterous, he does have the build of like a retired soldier.
Yeah, for real. Like a retired soldier who's been through
like
some
almost
stuff.
like Vietnam vet status, you know?
Yeah.
Like you're like, oh, that guy, he was in Nam.
Yeah,
You
that
can
guy
tell
was
he's
kind of vibes.
you know?
Yeah,
like,
All right, Lieutenant Dan.
He got the dates and tattoos on the side of his arm, like of the dates he went and all that, you know.
But Lieutenant Dan, you ain't got no legs.
But
you know, you have also heard Corfelish make mention of how he fought at I forget her first name, but
Zan.
Taldore. Zan Taldore. He fought by her side at against the Rhyme Lord. So
it is one of those casual
one big rap battle.
And that's one of those casual non-humble humble brags that he definitely brings up at least once per group of people.
it is.
Like, well, it just is. It's fine. But
no big deal. This is a part of my life.
I remember when Taldore was Gwessar, and the elves called it that.
Yes.
Back in my day.
The elves still call it that. But yes, so as y'all are talking about that,
Named it first.
you can we named it first. You can tell that that Luca is in fact a man of his word, Akira, because it is not terribly long between when you stop talking to Luca and you hear the whisper into your mind. Your husband tells me that you are... You know Corfell? And, like, that's all. He doesn't use the whole message. It's just, like, he tries to articulate it, but it all just boils down to, you know Corfell?
Did Akira step away?
Yeah, did Akira step away? Oh no.
Hello? Did they lose audio? Can we not
Might
hear
have
them?
lost audio.
Oh no.
We can't hear you if you're talking.
In the meantime, look at this dice bag I'm working on.
Ooh.
Ah, nice.
What a beautiful bag.
That's awesome.
Ooh.
Yeah, and no
want
worries
that,
on your step away, Jack. Just saying it out loud.
Thanks, man. Thanks, dude.
Hey, look,
I'm just
gathered
happy I'm just happy your body is right enough to even be able to sit up.
Yeah. That's why I can't sit still. Like I'm just constantly like la, 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 la.
Bet. But
Check it out. I found gathered
It's the actual
intelligence
law.
in real life.
oh, you do have gathered intelligence in real life. Hell yeah. He's a good boy. That boy. Well, so many boys and girls and others. But anyways.
Oh, that's happening.
Yeah, that's a tragic story. Really,
That is actually truly a tragic story. But we could get into it one day.
Well, that's happening. Corfell, what are those? The
Oh, these? Oh,
Yes.
It's reading glasses.
It's my reading glasses, but also it is a relic from the Divergence. It is Danoth's visor. It's a vestige, if you will, of the Divergence.
nice. What does it do?
Make a quick Arcana check to see if you've heard of this thing in all of your crafting, because you studied cool old
Can it
magical
be
shit.
history instead?
Oh, actually, yes, history works.
Thank you.
Guidance.
Well, yeah.
Thank you.
It's just happening. So
Hey, that's pretty
Let
good.
me throw the D8 just to
I'll
see
say
if I pass 25.
that's damn good. Go ahead and throw the D8.
Darn, one short of 30.
I mean, still, that's pretty damn good. So, actually, when it's said what it is, it's like knowing that you've like seen something and seen it before, and it's been kind of itching at the back of your mind. But as soon as he says what it is, it's because this is something that Fisher has actually talked about lusting after, like man,
And it's
go ahead.
sorry, and it's still in its awakened state, right?
It is currently still in its awakened state,
Right. Okay.
but it's
I think I missed the portion of it.
That
What
was
is
like
the- what is Fisher lusting after?
don't worry about it. But we were holding up time waiting for you to get back, so we could ask you a question, or so somebody could talk to you. But the visor, as Fisher has talked about it before, they're basically it looks like leather on the outside, but Fisher talked about how they're made of mithril frames on the inside that kind of conform to the head. The lenses that look kind of glassy and a little bit glowy because of their enchantments. You know, he talked about them being pure diamond, and like their lenses, they're thick lenses made of solid diamond, and particularly that for him, why he would want them is that they can let you see in see in the dark, and be able to notice things very well. And for him, they would be useful in trying to do a certain amount of like very intricate glyph work, because they can they can zoom in really far, to the point that like if he was sitting there, zoomed in, he could do some really intricate, small kind of glyph work.
Gotcha. Understood.
But that was more for Eredrin, who was asking the question of, this is Daemon Spicer. But for Akira, there's this conversation going on above, in the outside world around you, but your notice of that kind of fades just a touch, because your husband is in fact a man of his word, and some very quick time after being petitioning for him to buzz your grandfather buzzes you, and starts off with, "Your husband tells me that you need a..." And you could tell he's stumbling over his words, and then just cuts straight to the quick. Doesn't even get through the entire message worth of words, and just stops with, "You know Corfell?"
I'm standing directly in front of Corfell 1 and Corfell other, or 2. Or however this simulacrum thing works. Hi, Granddad.
And you feel a familiar push into your mind, much like the first time you met him. Your grandfather is trying to connect fully with you at this point.
Oh, 100%.
High caliber telepathy.
I always answer Granddad's call. So, yes.
And as it connects, Corfell, you who are very aware of magic, having this conversation, able to see Akira, you see the kind of bluish, sudden flash over Akira's eyes, and you know divination magic when you see it. And inside of Akira's mind, you hear, "Dear gods, he's gotten thin, hasn't he?"
I guess. I mean, aren't elves notoriously thin most of the time?
Not all of them. Dear, that man used to be jacked as balls, I believe is the technical term for it.
Is this one of those links between the two of them?
Yes,
where
you
like
can actually. Yes, you can actually. This is full send connection. You can actually, you can see, like in that side view part of your brain where you're connected.
Yeah.
You can see that he is sitting in his study. He is sitting with a pot and cup of tea. Was drinking and reading a large and thick tome, and all of it is set down right now, and he's basically maintaining a silent image of you, just like a small statuette of you that he can like focus on, so that he's conversing with something.
I like to think that it's kind of like when R2D2 had the hologram of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
For sure.
Then he will clearly see Akira make a gross out face at their grandfather mentioning balls.
old man reverencing balls. But yes, No, he was.
Can't help but picture old man balls.
He was
Even worse.
He was jacked as hell. Armor, glistening, big. He was a hero.
Did I get you enough?
No, you're... No, Corfeld. Corfeld was a hero.
Is a hero, right? Because he just really helped us out and is still helping us.
Oh, good lord, is that the visor? My goodness. What a... When... He
seems all right to me.
He's rarely talked about anymore in the annals of history.
Well, the reason I bring him up to you is that we need him to get a good look at the oh my god, we just heard the name of this thing a gajillion times and now I'm blanking on the stupid
Luxon
Beacon. Yes, the Luxon Beacon. Yes, the Luxon Beacon. And in order to do that, we're gonna need a writ of forgiveness.
I think the word you're looking for is pardon.
Yes, he needs a pardon so he can enter Syngorn.
It is good that in his old age he still remembers.
And Luca is willing to also endorse the pardoning to give it a little more political standing, as I'm not accustomed to this noble thing yet, and I don't think I have any political capital that I'm aware of.
I, on the other hand, on behalf of our family, do. Now, when I was young, and I mean quite young, I mean in the double digits of years, Master Arnuana as I said, he was a swole of a man. But he returned from one of his adventures, and it seemed like his connection to Coralon, to Bahamut, to divinity in general began to wither and fade. He could no longer call on blessings, could no longer call on healing. He used to cast out diseases and blindness and all manner of things, and all of the sudden he lost all of it.
How did he lose it?
No one knows. He was accused by his order of heresy, of betrayal, of all manner of things. And
when my grandfather says this, Akira's going to interject just for a second. Is there any way, I know this is a huge use of your magic power, is there any way I can somehow use my own telepathic ability to at least link what you're saying directly to Corfel? Because I think he needs to hear this directly and not via proxy. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to aid in the connection.
Remember who does the mass linkage, if that may help.
Yeah, I wouldn't be against linking Eredrin to me and having Eredrin link Corfel into this, if that's something that's possible. RJH.
It's very possible. You have a radio transmitter of telepathy literally right next to you. You just have to tell him.
I look at Eredrin and just kind of give I tap on my head and point to him like, connect us, and then I point to Corvell like, connect us.
5G connection.
I mean, I was gonna say it has been mentioned that he has a ring of mind shielding, Corfel. So you might want to actually ask if it's okay before you do that, because then he can choose to.
Oh, and I would recognize that ring because I had it for so long.
You give it to me.
Kind of. Well, no. I mean, I have enough uses. I could try it. If it don't work, try again.
I will.
Corfel would take the hint also when Akira said "link us" and put gestures to him. He'd be like, "Oh," and he'd drop the.
Oh, you can you don't even have to take the ring off. You can just be aware that something's trying to ping to you and let it through.
That's what I mean. He'd drop the shielding for Eredrin.
So, I will link Akira, Corfel, and Corfel, I guess.
All right, so
or 7 hours.
Two Corfels are better than one.
But yeah, Akira will motion to have the ring
Casually
established.
just technically having 3 characters.
It's fine. How would I and kind of being able to tell, because you just did the did the stuff and being able to hear it all. Corfel, you're there.
It is me, Eric. You've done well for yourself, it seems.
Why, yes. And you are fully. You're a member of the Cobalt Soul.
I am.
That is
I
good
sought
for you.
fellowship where I could.
That is good for you. You have so much to offer the world.
There is much that I know that I wish to see preserved, and I felt this Cobalt Soul the best way to preserve such knowledge.
And after we went our separate ways after the academy, I had always wondered what had happened to you. I had to return to Singorn to oversee all that I had to oversee. Following your example, I established the Arcana Pansophical.
I heard that was you.
Yes, I kept your name out of it, as that would have closed certain doors to us, but you were the inspiration for that. To keep the truth of magic alive and safe, known. You have done much good in this world, even just by that association. I'm sorry, and Akira can feel Yurik kind of pardoning a tear out of his own eye.
Well, actually, your Pansophical was why this call is kind of happening.
No, well, So, it has been relayed to me that you are seeking to return to Singorn.
That is correct. It seems these travelers, adventurers, have need of my knowledge, and that you might have said that you might make use of it in studying that very special item they gave to you in the mountains.
You are aware of our Luxon beacon.
I am. They've made me such.
What do you know of them?
Well, I know that part of the reason for my loss of connection to the divine is partially due to that. My having been touched by the Dunamis.
Was that what happened?
What were the runes I was in? Was it Gorvelis or what was?
That was.
I have Gorvelis in my notes, but I think that was unrelated.
Yeah, no, that was when y'all were adventuring.
Right.
With Oladon.
Right. Okay.
Excuse me.
For yourself, back then, it would have been adventuring in Gordranis. Before/around the time of the establishment of the Kryn, the dynasty of Leylus. And
right.
And
Justice connecting dots.
And stuff happened, and you weren't entirely aware of what happened. When it did happen, your connection to the divine seemed to fade, and so did much of your strength. And
right. Bummer.
And it seemed almost like you were abandoned entirely by divinity itself.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah. Okay.
But what has always confused you about it was that even though you haven't been able to touch the divine healing magics have worked on you. Other healing magics have worked on you. You're not cut off from that.
Right. That's the confusing part, yeah.
But if you are aware of Luxon beacons, you, with your mind, the strength of your intellect.
Excuse me.
That is what they seem to be asking.
If I can't get permission, I will have to require forgiveness. It feels to me very pertinent to get you here.
Yeah, screw those stick in the muds, Grandpa. We're bringing him in. We're bringing him to Singorn.
If I cannot gather the permission, I will draft a petition to have you pardoned. But if that petition is waylaid, I mean, it is still on the books, but very few, if any, of the people that may have sentenced you are likely alive to argue against it.
Yay.
That was one thing I made sure to do. Outlive those bastards in spite.
Eredrin popping in. That is a good way to look at life.
It may take time to get that permission, but in that meantime...
Well, that is well.
In that
I owe
meantime...
these travelers a teleport.
In that meantime, Akira, you watch him as he goes over to his shelf that holds his scrolls, and he starts shuffling through them a bit, shuffling through all the little ivory tabs that are hanging off of them. And I forget, do you actually know Elvish, Akira?
I do.
Okay, then
I thought you were going to ask Corfell. I was going to be like, right?
No. Akira can see, you can merely hear. But he flips through several of the tabs, and one of them he lands on and actually focuses on, says, teleportation circle -home. And he pulls it from the rack, and goes over and picks up just a pinch of gem dust, a fairly large pinch of gem dust, and begins casting a spell very quickly, just, and it manifests. The last time you saw one of these, it was brightly emerald colored. A box. This one a little more like elven, earthy, brown wisps of air kind of pulling together to form a more wooden looking box. This one just big enough to hold the scroll. And he sets it in, shuts it, and says, "To Corfell Anawana, please." And as he says that, you watch it disappear. Corfell, directly in front of you, you watch this scroll case, and it appears, and it appears in space first, but then looks like it moves a bit as the boat moves, but it doesn't bowl your ass over. It moves and then stays in relative position to you as it fights that movement.
Right.
And you would recognize it as a speedy courier spell. You are very aware of those.
Yeah.
This
I think,
and also resting plus 10 on Arcana.
That's what I mean. Resting plus 10 on Arcana.
The part of the jokes when I created this character for you Daisu folks was like the whole Aslan meme of like, do not recite the old magics to me. There when they were written, like.
And so
literally was
pretty much part of the whole meme.
He just made him as being born in 69 post-diversions. Like, it's fine. All that's man.
Only because we didn't have the information that we have now about the calamity and everything, and I wasn't allowed to make an older elf, but I wanted to.
Indeed. But I mean, even then I would have advocated for post-diversions. But
that's fair. I don't blame you for that.
But he's
anyway.
But he's old as fuck is the point. But he knows things.
Opening the box.
I'll say just in even touching the box, you see the scroll and the tag. Just from making contact with the box, and as you open it, you hear in your mind, "So that you can feel free to pop in on me, old friend. Once whatever it is that you need to do is done. Or perhaps, it seems that there are two of you. Perhaps your other can fulfill your needs. I would find it extraordinarily valuable to have you as a guest in my home, outside of anything that anyone else in Zingorn might think, assume, or, fuck them.
Granddad.
Indeed.
Akira, you say granddad, and you feel him smile. Just that.
I think for those present, they would definitely see just a like a single happy tear, corner of the eye.
This, of all the things Akira has done outside of saving lives, this is one of their prouder moments. Like seeing the tear come down Corvel's eye, hearing the reverence and in Granddad's voice, like seeing this whole scene, being there to witness that. Akira is smiling like a big dumb idiot. It's like a straight up sitcom Danny Tanner smile, like, aww.
And kind of forcing in, having been the one to bring up this whole issue and
yeah, you did
pause this, saying the two things of it may mean nothing, Uric, but if you need any physical components, or if you need anything built for it, please let me know. And secondly, when y'all do get this built, please let me come research it with you guys.
We will see what we can do. The apparatus before was so truly intricate. It was Corfel, it was pre-calamity. It was made from...
Corfel's eyes genuinely get wide.
It was made from such exquisite arcanum. I won't lie, watching the storm shatter it was both impressive and it hurt my soul. But it was necessary. It was at the hands of the Cerberus Assembly, and well, it was leave it in their hands or let the storm do what the storm was doing. And I, for one, would prefer to rebuild it in a safer place rather than leave it in those hands.
I share the sentiment, to be perfectly honest. I'd rather not those... Well, I have a very colorful word I would use for them, but I'd rather they not have it.
Indeed. And he says this very beautiful, florid, elvish, like it sounds like a German, one of the German single words that has that has a length of meaning, but yeah. And it's very long and beautiful in the mind. But anybody who actually knows Elvish translates it as souls that were born out of Therisdune's anus.
Yeah.
Hey, this telepathy, we can all understand it anyway.
Yes, actually,
I would be the odd guy out
that's
here.
What I mean. That's what I mean. Is everybody, in fact, understands it, even though for Eredrin's ears, internal ears, it sounds to you like this most beautiful word. But then as soon as it gets to the word Therisdune, like, all of a sudden, all of the meaning translates, and you just have that moment of like, oh damn, old man's got no chill.
And Erdrin writes down that very colorful insult.
It's very long and colorful insult. But
how many times are we gonna hear that in combat?
But
I will make it fit, Akira.
If the sooner you can bring this both this concept and, well, I was working on the concept, to be honest, already, but you, whom I knew that the things they said about you were false, but there was only so much that I had to give when we last saw each other. These 400 some odd years, I feel you are owed, and so the sooner we can pay that for you, I would find that valuable personally. I do now have things to prepare. Now that I am anticipating you as a guest, if I may pardon myself, I will. Akira, you actually you feel that that excitement welling up in him of ooh, I've got a guest and it's somebody I love, and I am going to go form a place.
Before you go, Granddad, I've begun studying magic.
Congratulations!
As a cleric, and so I was wondering maybe if you could send me some books to read on magic at some point, or send them to the Depertoire estate, and I'll get them as soon as I can.
You think I wouldn't send them directly to you? That's funny.
Or however you...
What gestures that chest that magically appeared in front of him.
Yeah, I did. Above table, I didn't think about that just now.
What course, what manner of study are you wishing to study in first?
I'll start with healing magics, maybe low-level wizard stuff, as now that I'm able to read magic and stuff, maybe I can kind of train as well. I want to continue my path of a cleric, but maybe knowing a little wizardry wouldn't help. You
would like an introductory course into Arcana?
Yes.
Oh, certainly. Oh, unhumbly, I have written a treatise on it myself. I would love to see how you take it in.
Magic for Dummies 101.
That's deeply disrespectful to yourself, but yes, in fact, introductory course you may be able to work on in your spare time.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Remember, if you need anything built for the beacon, let me know.
Like I said, we have plenty of people. Though having another person who was in fact there to be able to draw on the mind of, we may need you for some of the finer details. Indeed. Oh. All right.
I'll see you soon, old friend.
We'll see you soon as well. I did come back and check, by the way, after your wedding was so rudely interrupted. I did ensure that the beacon was safe, and that there are people aware of the possibility So if something were to happen, hopefully we would be ready. But away I go, and the connection, Akira, for you fades as he kind of stands up, cracks his joints kind of back into place, and looks like he's headed towards stairs to go up in the tower. But with that,
Sure.
it is now a little post 3 o'clock, and trying to respect both y'all's time and our viewers' time, we can go ahead and cut today's session there. My apologies to my spawn who flew in yesterday, and I had waiting in the wings in case we got to a certain story beat. They were going to play one of my NPCs for me with you all.
No way.
But we didn't get that far, or to that point. So we will continue. We will continue the journey next week. Journey before destination. Wink. But thank you everyone for joining us as viewers. Thank you to all the players. As always, we appreciate literally every single one of you. I don't know if you'll notice when we have our downtime between sessions, but like, I think everybody loves everybody just a little bit. I know I love all of you. But until next week, for the viewers, if you want to do all the things, the buttons that you press, the likes, and if you want to comment and subscribe, well,
like everything.
I mean, yeah. But until next time, as always,
Black lives matter and trans rights are human rights.
please remember that kindness is free, and to please, please, please keep going.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, check out the TikTok, Patreon, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Blue Sky, and all the good things. And remember, as always, especially since the department I work in just got defunded, be ungovernable.
And Sanderson, sponsor us, man. We're doing the thing very soon.
In fact, I got a Kickstarter update about that just the other day. Physical copies will be out in September. Confirmed news. So I don't know if they're going to release the digital copies before that, but if they don't, September is the time, and the time is September. All right, I guess it's my turn to actually take us out, isn't it? Oh, man.
Until next time, as Teddy says.
Until next time.
Everyone knows the lily of the valley, a sunburst of a dahlia, of roses sharp thorns. But the prettiest, sweetest of the flowers only grows on the farther shore. Sweet tart cherries and blackberries on the bush, bursting with nectar when the peel has been shorn. But the sweetest and most bountiful of orchards only grows on the farther shore. Till it go to the farther shore, that paradise to rest when your old heart can beat no more. We all go to the farther shore. We all go to the farther shore. Wild temptations haunt this earthly coil. Some may resist them, though others can't ignore. But the promises of pure imagination take us all to the farther shore. It must be everything that everyone was promised. It must be all that we could ever want and more. It must be better than the love we leave behind us. They only know on the farther shore. Till I go to the farther shore. This paradise to rest when this old heart can beat no more. We all go to the farther shore. We all go to the farther shore. I want to hear everybody, come on. Till I go to the farther shore. Till I go now, yeah. Rest when this old heart can be no more. We all go to the farther shore. Let me hear you now. To the farther shore. Show a grin, wake the dead. Till I go to the farther shore. Till I go now, yeah. Rest when this old heart can be no more. We all go to the farther shore. Let me hear to the farther shore. Let me hear your voices, everyone. To the farther shore. Sing it, everyone. To the farther shore. Thank you very much, everyone. In memory of a friend.